we might have viewers, but who cares? This is for us.
This is not about the viewers. Not this week.
I mean, are we recording?
I mean,
hello, everyone.
Hi.
We need you. Don't you say those things, Alex. Okay.
Shame on me. Aye.
Yeah. Are we going?
Are we live?
Oh, we are live. Oh, I
We're live.
really apologize for that.
So now, Tecmo Super Bowl Fantasy Week 5.
Week 5.
Very exciting stuff.
Now we start the bye weeks. And I need to get my phone.
As if there's anything more exciting than old 25-year-old football video games, it's bye weeks in old 25-year-old football video games.
It's when teams aren't playing that really piques our interest.
It's really why people are going to buy into this league. It's for the teams that don't play.
You absolutely got that right. Well, speaking of teams that don't play, we're up with New Orleans and Atlanta to kick off our week this week. And so for everyone that's about to tune in, we hope you enjoy this because
Way more
it's
than we
sure to
do.
be terrible.
New Orleans, Atlanta. Tough this one out, and we got some better ones coming up.
Sounds like a good balance. Works for me.
All right, excellent.
Let's do it. Someone chat us if the game audio is not.
Someone
on
chat
the
us
game.
if anything ever.
Someone
because
chat us if anything because it
Hell,
does
it means
help the
you're watching.
broadcast go along. We're in week 5, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time.
He's back. How long will he last?
It
the
is
question.
so good to see his resilient spirit back on the field.
He does not miss a step.
He might get a chance for return number 3 on the season. Primary return guy.
Depending who wins the toss.
We're rolling.
Wonderful.
We're rolling. Yeah, and I loved the
And
level
the-
it was at last week.
Yep,
So
the level looks exactly the same.
perfect. Atlanta's getting the kick. It's Keith Jones on the return. What do you think of Keith Jones so far this year, Alex?
Well, I hate his name. I hate his face. I barely know anything about him, but I haven't found anything I like.
Oh, thank you very much, Adam. Enjoying
Adam's
enjoying
right
cruise
here,
life
right
last
early
week.
at 7:15.
I'll give Adam credit. He really pulls it through on these.
He's rocking the chat. Really appreciate
He
it.
toughs it out in bad weather.
Wayne Martin, Series 22.
We appreciate you, Adam.
And just like that, the Saints defense get a sack. And Rozier back off of the injury list, and he
look at that
just
spry footwork.
he just runs right through that Swiss defense.
This is painful to
Or
watch.
is Miser running backups or something? It's a little choppy
Are we
over
choppy?
there on the left side.
Paul, what's going on there?
The game itself seems choppy.
Oh, the game itself.
Yes. What's the matter with this 25-year-old technology?
I don't know.
We'll just let it roll.
Being thrown
That's
up on
fine.
an 80-inch TV.
What do you know? You know nothing, Alex. Well, stop that.
Better,
It's-
closer,
it's-
warmer.
1,000 times better, which for Nintendo means something. Maybe my favorite thing about Nintendo was when all the sprites were on the screen, and the Nintendo was like, "Oh, f this, I can't do it," and it would just yeah, people disappear.
They start
one of my favorites.
blinking in and out.
Yeah. What did you say? We
there
missed
were
it
3
because
terrible plays.
the Falcons didn't give it to Rozier again, and the Saints come out.
And there goes
Throwing if
Dion,
they can, and they're
and
going to
it's-
Martin, and he's wide open, and he's an excellent, and he caught it.
That's why you want Eric Martin.
Miss
He's gonna
one
make this man
tackle,
miss,
and
he
that's a
does,
touchdown.
And he's in. That man can motor.
No, he can't, but he can get by everyone when they crowd the line. It wasn't even play action.
That was a pathetic effort by Dion. If you get a chance to rewatch the tape, like we do,
Well,
we
he thought-
will notice he came up to the line, stood there, didn't take out any blockers because he is Dion, as a matter of fact. Didn't cover deep, didn't cover short, just kind of hung out.
And my thought that I had when he caught it at the 30 is, how hasn't Dion caught him by now?
Right, even if he's
Even if
got
he
a
took
30-yard head start, it shouldn't matter.
Shouldn't matter at all. But it did.
I started Eric
You got a mic
Martin.
that's working, pal?
Yeah.
Now you do? Yeah, much better.
We-
Paul's got to remember to keep his mic on, but turn it off in between because otherwise it's going to pick up our talking as we go.
We started Eric Martin because we know what we're doing here at Perry Manilow.
Yeah, sure you do.
And I said, whoa.
Insult to injury there for Miller.
I don't know if you were listening last week still, but we had a very boring game. It was whoever the Cardinals were playing. and the
Not
Cowboys,
shocking.
Maybe. And so we got some very interesting inside information about Joe Bugle, Vi Sikahema, I think we looked
Vi
up.
Sikahema, what about him?
We looked up a couple
Joe
of their-
Bugle.
Tim Rosenbach. Joe Bugle was the Cardinals head coach.
Head coach at the time.
He coached them for 4 years. His records were 4-12, 4-12, 6-10, and 7-9.
Rising on a long touchdown.
Horizon is back and in business.
Time to hang it
I remember hearing they got to 9 and 7. All right, that's enough.
12 seasons were okay.
So, what about Rosenbach? That he tore his shoulder and didn't even play?
Yeah, he played in 89, 90.
Yeah.
He played in 91, played in 92, and then he was out of the NFL, so he only played 3 total years.
3 years too long.
Well, when you're a quarterback and you lose your job to a punter, things aren't pretty good about you
Yeah,
getting
the
another
guy he
job.
lost the job to played in other areas.
We got a comment.
So we're really
Yes, it's true, Jim. It is Jim.
Oh, what a terrible pass.
Oh, but he got it to Big. Oh, chance for
A
Big
tight
Hope's
end
his first catch.
A tight end catch wiped out by tight
Oh,
end
that's right.
hands.
We lost Hayward. He is not back for this game, so it's Ruben Mays getting the start. And
There goes Rube.
he did not. He took Ironhead out, and
Smart move.
he is putting back in Keith Byers, who's fresh off of the injury list. Came
Adam
back
says
after
this game
one.
is so old, the Dirty Bird wasn't invented yet. That's
That is true. Throw it to
You
Eric
know what,
Martin.
Adam?
He
Shut up.
did.
Because the Dirty
He's
Bird,
open.
the Dirty Bird was invented.
And it's
Oh
another
my
big
goodness!
touchdown.
The Dirty Bird was invented in '98. That's not like I was in 8th grade. Anyway, I suppose that is old. I'm
Showing
an old
your
man.
age there, Grandpa.
It's terrible. When you think about the birthday being 35 in the year, you go, "Oh, that's closer
legit.
to 40."
Yeah,
now
that's how
than
old
it is
Da-
30.
That's how old our dad was.
Yes,
Like,
that's how old our dad was when he threatened to turn this car around.
yeah.
Oh, I don't want to think about me. That's for sure. Well, thank you for joining us, Adam and Jim. Good to have you. And Mike Rozier sends his regards as he's injured. Oh, no, not really.
Ooh, predicting injuries before you
Wasn't
call.
good.
Oh, that
You did that
that's
every
good
time
stuff.
Meggett got tackled.
That's true. And it paid off.
Free agent
Another
acquisition,
Sean
Sean
Collins.
Collins. I picked him up.
Did
I
you
did
start
not,
him?
Of course not.
Why did you pick him up then?
Well, because I don't want you to have him.
It's real nice.
No,
Real
Sean
nice
Collins
there,
is doing. Sean Collins is doing enough on his own for you not to want him. I don't
Rozier, he's looking a little shifty.
The run and shoot offenses have been super different than we expected, though, because there have been a couple of guys in both offenses. I think Michael Haynes.
Oh dear.
Dynamite. Michael Haynes doesn't have a catch yet this year, nor does Richard Johnson.
That's
and it's
incredible.
It's been a quarter of the season. They're in run and shoot offenses, and it's not like they haven't been thrown to. They just haven't caught the ball. Oh my goodness! Is this the third for Eric Martin?
That is the third touchdown in the first half for Eric Martin.
Oh my gosh!
That
Steve
man-
Walsh sitting on the bench for Vinny, and Martin with 3 of them already.
That's huge.
This
Boy, we did not expect this kind of firepower from a Saints
absolutely
Falcons
not.
Jim is angry with Steve Walsh.
game. The only good.
Oh no, he's
player-
angry with Chris Miller, his quarterback. Swing it over to the right here, Paul, and you'll see it. Pay no attention to the score here. We've got Jim versus Joe. Battle of the best friends. We've got also Joe versus Jim. We have Dave taking on Ricky. That's a good battle there. Wolf Blitzers are taking on the winless Adam team. By the way, feel free to leave and put in the team names. I'm taking on Adam. And Alex is taking on Andy. Another best friends matchup. My goodness. And Paul taking on Poke. Didn't send me any lineup changes, so I assume.
Who's got the 4 mics now?
What the hell happened?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Nope, not getting anything.
Check.
There you go. You're on.
Oh, I'm on. Okay.
We're back on now.
Paul says we're back.
It's not showing on there.
It's fine. So we know
We don't care.
that.
We don't care. All right, we got it back. We're back.
We're back, everybody, and so are the Saints.
Holy cow. All right, so someone clarified. Did Martin score 4 touchdowns at this point, and Reuben Mays just added 1? Is that what we're sitting on?
Juggernaut Saints over here.
Look at this game. Who scored for the Falcons? We have Floyd Dixon and Michael Haynes on a fumble recovery.
That's right.
And, all right, we're back. And then Risen was the first one. So we got 2 touchdowns from Miller, also a couple of picks. Saints defense is going batty. Eric Martin, Adam, can you help us out? Did he have 4 touchdowns so far today? That is disgusting if he did. Because Alex is related to Eric Martin, so I'd like to have him give testimony.
We do
He
have
did.
a bit
That's
of
incredible.
a bond, don't we? And
That
there's
counts as a
Vaughn
sack.
Johnson.
Big play. Saints defense owned by Jim. That's a bold strategy, Cotton, being that they're terrible. No, of course not.
And there goes Chris
Why
Miller.
would you?
Speaking of bold strategies.
I think he is starting the Giants. I can't remember. Yeah, you've got it sitting
How
there.
did Chris Miller ever perform well in the sim?
I'm not sure. Rozier up the
Wow.
sideline. He looks a little spry. Might be bouncing back. That's Perry Manilow. He's at the top left out. All right, Paul. Miller under pressure gets it away to Risen.
He went to the
What a blitz beater! That was a great play. Giants defense. Miller's got 2 touchdowns. That's the most you can hope for from him. I'm going to keep my foot away from the sound.
Rozier
mixer.
is spry. Look at this
Looks
fella.
a little bit better. It's nice to see. At least a little production. 4 touchdowns by Martin. What is going on with the early games this year? I feel like there have been monster
These
performances
are like the
in
London
the first
games.
games.
That
It
Colts
makes
game last week,
not
that
the
was
Jags.
bad.
Another Collins catch, his 3rd.
Whoa! That safety came out of nowhere to hold back.
I don't know, man.
We are in for a tight
Sean
little finish
Collins.
Here. They got a score here. That's step 1.
What do we got? 4th quarter or 3rd? Come on, Roche.
4th.
Come on, Roche. That's what I'm talking about. Get in
Whoa.
there. Get in there.
And
That
Turnbull had
stupid.
pursuit
That
from the
stupid
end.
2-yard line at the left sideline gets him every time.
Now here we go. Punch it in,
Oh, that
Rozier.
was nice.
There we
All
go.
right. First rushing touchdown of the year, I think, for him.
Okay. A lot of firsts this year.
Let us know, guys, by the way, if the
This
audio levels between Nate and Alex are okay, because I think I have them set the way that they were previously before we had our technical difficulties. But if they don't sound right, or if the system, the audio coming from Tecmo itself sounds too loud or too quiet, let us know as well.
Yeah.
And let us know if Paul's volume is good because we didn't use that mic last week.
Very true.
That's right.
Mine's
All
probably
of
gonna
this is
sound
right.
a little off and distorted because I'm just using the laptop mic for now until I get my own one. But as long as Nate and Alex sound good,
Falcons
that's the most
are
important part.
trying to get the ball back with a chance to tie.
Minute and 32 left. We have 63 points scored in this game.
This is a wild one.
Did Dalton Hilliard even get looked at prior to this carry?
He had 1 carry prior that I know
Oh,
of.
my goodness. Poor Joe.
That I know of.
Poor Joe. I'm a big Hilliard fan,
Here you
too.
go. Here you go. Big
Because
play.
Because of that
Oh,
run.
he gets the first.
That was a big
That
play.
could be the game winner.
That's smart play calling from a Tecmo team. That's unusual.
Who are the Saints? Who was calling the plays for the Saints back then?
Jim Haslett?
Could have been Jim Haslett.
No, it was not Jim
Haslett was almost a Bill.
That sounds right. And they've decided to throw it now to rub salt in the wounds. Oh, a dump off to Mays. That's smart.
Rod Smart?
It's Rod Smart.
He hate me.
I do hate him, yes. Not Rod Smart, Reuben Mays. Sorry, Reuben, if you're watching at any point.
Coach was Jim Mora.
Oh, senior. Carl Smith.
And that's
Oh,
the ball
my
game.
goodness.
What a
35
game.
to 28. Look at the day from Martin. 29.7 just on catches and yards, and then 24 more. He had 53.7 points. Easily the most by a receiver this year. That'll vault him. That's there are 3 players this year that have scored over 100 points, and Martin just got half of that in one game. Rozier with 80 and a touch is a pretty good day. Walsh didn't throw an incompletion. What are we watching?
Steve
Miller
Walsh.
with 2 touchdowns.
How about that boy?
Wow, incredible. Hilliard, the leading rusher, at 25. Very, very unusual game.
Falcons played as well as they could play, and the
Andy,
Saints
you've
just
got a lot of
blew
ground
them
to make up. But we know you can do it. Oh, and this one's on Fox. Giants and Cowboys. Jason Garrett was probably coaching still for the Cowboys.
He was a backup quarterback for the Cowboys
in like 2000, though.
Yeah, like in later years.
I
You're
made
right.
The, poor decision, or possibly poor
Lynn
decision,
Elliott.
to keep Michael Irvin on the bench here. Actually, it's a good decision because he's been a bum this year. So,
Paul just equated his decision as possibly poor. Aren't that what all decisions are?
I guess that's true. My decision to keep Michael Irvin on the bench is good because he's a bum. There,
Okay.
I said it.
There, the Hall of Famer is a bum. You heard it
And
from Paul.
there goes Otis.
And he went in favor of Rob Moore, who's not a bum, apparently.
Keith Woodside. Rob
Oh,
Moore
Keith
was playing
Woodside.
for James Brooks.
Right now, I'd like you to look up Keith Woodside's stats and tell me the multiplier you'd have to use to get to Michael Irvin's career stats. That's all I'd like to know.
It's somewhere in the thousands.
Yeah, somewhere in the thousands, I would say.
And there goes Megat.
There is no need to do anything but run this game, I think.
They have run 4 straight times.
Saw that game last week.
Oh, I did. I don't know if I actually saw the Giant game last week. One thing I did see, though, in
you
logging
did,
the season stats to this point, and maybe I'll jinx him here. Nope, he hit Ingram right in stride for a touchdown. Phil Simms has 5 incompletions on the year.
He
And
only has 1 pick and I think 10 touchdowns.
25. He's 25 of 30 after that completion to Ingram for the touchdown. So he has easily, like by 20%, the highest completion percentage in the league, and it's not close. I think Esiason was second with like 62%.
That's
what was
incredible.
the Giants game last week? Like 56-7 or something.
Oh, the 50-pointer!
Simms,
I
I think,
did
had
see
5
that.
touchdowns.
I did see that.
50.
Baker had a ton.
Yeah, Baker had a
Okay,
Yeah.
that was Andy's
He
big
had
one.
a huge week too.
Yep.
Otis not as
They
much.
all had huge weeks. They scored 56,
56
points or whatever.
Yeah. So Aikman's got to answer, and he can't. Kelvin Martin is an excellent. They didn't go to him.
They went to him last week.
He finally had a touchdown.
Yeah.
You said
He
he
had
had
a catch.
Paul, you said huge week, and I was all like, "Oh, he probably had 2 touchdowns or something that was of note." No, he had a day. He had a normal day you'd expect from a normal receiver.
Week for Kelvin Martin. He had like 1 catch coming into the game.
Well,
That's really, really bad.
he is an excellent. Hopefully
Speaking of Kelvin
hopefully he
Martin.
can do something with this reverse because he is at least spry in his step.
Ooh.
It's a first down. I'll
Tail
take it.
from behind. That's a little
So that's the
bittersweet.
only part of the Dallas running game Ricky doesn't own this week.
There goes Emmett.
And we got Emmett on the draw. I feel like he ran that for 18 straight years, right into his Cardinal years. Let's
He
give him the draw
did.
for 4.
The Cardinals could use him this year.
Come on, this is the one. Give it to Kelvin. Nope, going to Irvin. Just a bit outside.
It was closer to Kelvin.
They didn't bring the audience into the frame when he dove for that ball, where the ball was actually delivered. I thought
An
that was
inaccurate
an interesting choice.
graphic, to say the least. And there goes AG.
On his 1 carry, and it's worth it.
Swarmed by the Giants.
You are starting it in this week? Poor bastard. Oh, that's lovely. Go Sims is right.
Whoa,
Adam. He's
somebody
having a
right in his
monster year.
lap.
And Irvin to make Paul
dear.
pay. No, not quite. Almost a pick. Could have gone the other way. That would have been nice. Because it's not me. Oh, under
Oh, and
pressure.
here comes the blitz.
There
and
goes
it's Gary
Jim's
Raisins.
defense.
Wins for Jim.
Very interesting decision.
Currently, two defenses tied for the top defenses in the league this year. Can you guess who they are in terms of fantasy points? Based on Tecmo Super Bowl
I would
fantasy.
guess
No,
the-
Vikings are not.
I would guess the Eagles.
Eagles have 60 fantasy points throughout the first 4 weeks of the season. They are tied for first with one other team.
Giants, I'll say, since we're watching.
Giants is not correct. You could guess it because we talked about it earlier today.
Yeah, but I
League leader in sacks.
since forgotten.
The current league leader in sacks is on this defense.
Current league leader in sacks is Howie Long. It
The
is
Raiders.
the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders defense.
I
Howie has
do
9.
remember.
Howie's on pace for 36 sacks on the year, so he'll do just fine. Reggie White on pace for 32, the bum. And I think Bruce has 6 on the year so far, so he's on pace for 24. So, 3 record breakers so far we have this season.
According to Alex,
We'll see if that pans
Howie
out.
Long is square hair as opposed to John Perella, who's square face or square.
Square head.
Yes,
Yeah.
square
So
head.
if you throw Howie Long's hair on John Perella's head, you've got someone from Minecraft, is what you're saying.
He's a straight up Lego.
He's a Lego. That makes total sense.
And there goes. They have been run, except for one
One
passing
pass-
play.
and it was
Went
a-
for 6.
Yeah, and it was a monster touchdown.
And Otis threw a poor guy.
Yeah.
Otis having a great year this year. I think he leads the league in touchdowns still, rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns for sure.
He was on fire at first. He was quieter last week relative to his team, but
Yeah.
putting up 50 points, he still got his.
And Bo Jackson is on pace for 2,000 yards rushing this season.
Not much in touchdowns, though. Allen
Whoa.
stealing the touchdowns.
He's got 5 all-purpose or 6 all-purpose. So
Yeah,
he's on
Allen's
pace
got
for
8, I think.
he's on pace for 24 all-purpose touchdowns. You think not so much for touchdowns then?
Second touchdown of the day for Ingram.
Since
6
another,
top receiver touchdowns so far today. No, excuse me, 7 because Floyd Dixon had 1.
That's right. Literally top receiver, not most proficient, but guy at the highest point on your screen.
Yes, I mean literally the guy who is edging the top sideline as Matt Barr drills this into the next county. 14-0 Giants who
Dixon's
are just
going to have to bring it out, though,
they
poor
are,
bastard.
I know. How cool would it be if they did away with the if they did no touchbacks at all? And it's a safety if you're in the end zone when you get the ball. In the real NFL, that would be
Football
cool
be
for entertaining,
way better.
but injuries would kill everyone.
And
I
that
don't think
20-yard
that would be
return
nice.
did not count because he fumbled.
Oh, perfect.
And there goes
As
Emmett.
Emmett catches his first pass of the year, I believe. And he's don't do that again. Sorry, Ricky.
Let's hope you learned your lesson there, kid.
Left his ribs exposed on that nice high throw from Aikman.
Alonzo Highsmith.
It's a very snooty sounding name.
Yes. Well, you got Emmett Smith. He's just a regular. But then you got the Highsmith.
Yeah. This guy sounds like a cowboy if he's a high Smith. Along with Irvin, for that matter. T formation coming up.
Jokes.
They're going to AG, whatever the heck his name is. Agee, whatever you want to call him.
That did not work out, to say the least.
Not going to gain any yards, that's
Not
for
gonna
sure.
do it. There we go.
All right. Brad Saxon.
Shady
No idea
punt.
if it's Brad. It's probably not. I said Brad Saxon because of Brad
I'll load it up
Faxon.
for you.
I said it because of Brad Faxon.
And then you say Steve Saxon. And then you say Bo Saxon.
Vote for Donnelly's my favorite.
Yeah.
Seahawks
Vote for
punter.
Donnelly. What are they going to do? They're going to throw.
So one of the features we're thinking
Third
about.
throw, third TD. Let's see. No.
Oh, and a big. Oh, Highsmith from the U, says Jim. Appreciate that.
That's pretty good.
Bavaro with a catch. A start by Andy, who has not started Alfredo Roberts, and I'm not sure if that's been wise or not to this point. I really don't know. Mike Saxon. Okay.
Mike Saxon, that's way more boring.
Yeah, Mike is loser. Sorry, Mike Saxon. You can unsubscribe to us if you want. As they go to Otis, and down he goes.
Did not work.
Jim, how'd you like that Cohen testimony today? Were you eating it up? Loving the slop? Loving it? You know, his mother was a mutter.
Before
Ooh,
Jim's,
Megan
response,
can't quite get free.
Here's an interesting fact. In the 70s and early 80s, the Cowboys had the luxury that they didn't need to carry a punter on the roster because quarterback Danny White could perform that role at a high level. In order to avoid injury to White, the team kept searching for a replacement until finally finding Saxon.
Into 1985? Is that what you said?
It just says the early 80s. From the 70s
Oh, the early
into
80s.
the early 80s, Danny White was able to perform quarterback and punter.
That seems late in the evolution of football to not have a specialized punter.
And
I feel
to-
like these people
to
all
trust
existed in the
that your
60s.
franchise quarterback is just going to be out there swinging his leg around for defenders to come up and whack him, and it's just a poorly planned thing.
So what you're saying is people back then
I
didn't
can't
plan
distract-
appropriately
I'm
for
too
health.
distracted. I'm looking at Mike Saxon's mullet.
It's a pretty good one. EBB there.
EBP.
Oh, Lansford.
Oh, this picture.
Does he
is
look
something.
just... Oh, wow. He looks like he should be the shortstop for the Brewers.
Yep. He has that Brewers jersey. AG's terrible.
He got tackled prior to making the pitch to Martin on the last play, which ended the half. Hey.
He was known more for his accuracy than being a clutch kicker. Or more for his accuracy in being a clutch kicker than a strong leg. He was 4 of 17 in his career field goal attempts over 50 yards.
He had no shoe. Of course he was 4 of 17. He probably went up and went every time he kicked it.
He had to ice his
Those,
foot.
those things are inflated to like 25 per square inch, unless you're Brady.
Zing.
Uh,
Oh, what a shifty move by Aikman.
That's a good career. It's just not good. Kicking stats in general were terrible back then.
It was acceptable to miss a lot of kicks.
I mean, 70% kickers, 80% kickers were your better kickers in the league. That's unheard of today. That's a problem. I think. Well, maybe it's just for the mustache. It's possible. Tommy Agee on a touchdown from
That is
Aikman.
totally unfair.
What a big play. He's getting all the production out of that position with Smith dead.
That's true.
How
And a
about
touchdown
that?
for Aikman?
Yeah, you better relish in it. He only throws like 6 a year. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't quite get
Yeah, I
there.
didn't get there.
You might see a blocked extra point this year.
Has anyone taken note that the worst weather of every week happens on a Wednesday while we're all trying to get here?
We've sure noticed.
We've sure noticed. I'm pretty sure I've driven in a state of emergency like 3 times out of 5 weeks. Speaking of a state of emergency, the Bucks line. Ooh. Touchdown maker. Ooh, in triple coverage. No problem for Sims.
It's a very unusual
Sims
idea.
still hasn't thrown an incompletion, I don't think.
No, he hasn't. He's hitting Bavaro. He's hitting Baker. He's hitting Ingram. He's got a flea flicker. No pressure
Did I
on
just?
him.
Oh no, I didn't jinx.
And there
I didn't
goes
jinx
Meggett.
him. There's another completion.
Whoa,
Wow,
nice
that was
little,
a shifty
nice
move.
little Meggett move, and he's down to the 5.
He's having a big game.
Sure is. Well, he's a good player.
Yeah, it's almost like you didn't want to trade him 2 weeks ago in a fit of rage as he scores again. I think the two players
Fits of rage are still defendable.
Unbelievable. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm still not wild about him.
Alex has a love-hate relationship.
You know what?
With Megan,
When he
like I do
scores
with
4
Bears.
touchdowns, then he can be my favorite player. on the
Sometimes
team.
you can throw a pass so well that it's incomplete.
Jim, that is a real quote from Phil Sims that Jim just provided, by the way. One time we were watching a
What?
broadcast, and Phil Sims said that exact quote.
Was he saying it as a
What?
joke?
You can throw a pass so well that it's incomplete. Does that make me the best quarterback of all time? Because all of my passes have been incompletions. And maybe that's because all of my passes were thrown so well.
That's the problem.
Oh, my goodness. The good old boys of the NFL. Unbelievable. Aikman back to pass. Looking.
Stepnoski in his lap.
By the way, has he even looked Martin's way? No, of course not.
Well,
You
he
get
looked
one
this way
week of a
once.
glimpse, and you get nothing.
He looked for Irvin, and Martin got
He's
going to
hit Irvin right here.
Zing.
Jump, catch, told it, Romoed it.
You Romoed it.
For the Cowboys, no less.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thanks,
Yeah, this
Paul,
one
for
is-
giving your stamp of approval
This one
that
is
it's
slowly
fine that
coming
he
out
hit
of
him.
hand.
One catch
Cowboys
is
got to
fine.
make some ground in a hurry here, and that's not going to do it.
Highsmith,
He doesn't do anything in a hurry.
17
5 yards.
except get to the buffet line.
Hey, they're going to throw the
Shotgun.
ball.
Irvin again.
See if they take a
Nope,
shot.
they went for Martin, and it's picked.
This is what we wanted, and it's intercepted by Everson Walls.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Can
And
Sims
the
keep
Giants
it perfect?
Just going to run.
Maybe he
run,
can throw a
run.
ball
No,
well
they're
enough
not.
that it's incomplete.
He threw that one really well.
That was thrown perfectly enough that it was incomplete.
Very catchable
Oh,
ball.
my
Number
goodness.
6, by the way. On the year.
And Adam retorts with, sometimes you can throw such a good ball the other team catches it. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Holy
Whoa,
crap.
Ingram,
Another Ingram. Could it
again.
be number 3?
No, good recovery by the defender to stop him and completely whiff.
He should have run a little harder.
Oh, crap, I missed him. Get up. Oh, he's gone.
Who is Ingram? Is it Andy? Because we're even on
No,
Eric
he's
Martin.
got Stephen Baker.
Oh, thank
Ingram
God.
is owned by Polk, who's playing Paul, which Polk needs to take Paul down. This is friendly fire in that division. They're both 3. There are 5 teams at 3-1, and then
Holy
one
crap.
team at 2-2, and then the rest of us are 1-3 or 0-4. Ingram's a top receiver. Oh, okay. So does Eric Martin, but now he's the 3rd receiver overall. So what do you want? This is Tecmo.
Oh, boy.
Maybe it's the week
Speaking
of the
of
Martins. Got him!
Got another top receiver. Wow, he got tackled in a hurry.
It's fine. I'll take a catch. Need something.
Got him.
I just need a win.
Yeah.
Oh, you too, Adam, but, I don't care because I'm playing you, so sorry about that. They went to AG again. Ricky, the clairvoyant. My God. Oh, the 3-yard line. Left sideline.
Uh-oh.
It's impossible. There's tar on every field at that spot.
This is going to be very, very
It stopped Bo in
ugly.
week 1. It's stopping everyone else.
Does
Give it to Kelvin.
Does Kelvin get a chance?
He gets a chance. Just get the pitch off. He's an excellent. Just don't puke on yourself. Oh, God, it's the longest play ever. Oh, jeez.
Man, that just went on for days, didn't it?
Wow.
That was painful, but he scored.
Oh,
Hey,
goodness. 31 points
what a
by
drive
the
for
Cowboys.
Kelvin Martin.
No, 31 points by the Giants. 14. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm terrible at this.
LT might get it. Nope, he didn't.
Oh, jeez. 17-point game. 3 minutes left. Willis going to try it. Save face.
Poor Willis.
Don't want to call him Lynn Elliott this week?
I did it earlier today. You didn't even hear.
Ingram again. Really?
Yeah, for the opening kick. Doon, do, 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 do.
We looked up Ken Willis and Lynn Elliott's career goals last week.
Are
Yes,
they the same?
we got into depth.
Are they the same?
Oh, no.
Otis fumbles! Oh, he had a chance
Whew, a chance for what?
to
Get the ball back for the
save
Cowboys?
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose. Giants are still going to score again because running is a more explosive play for them.
It really is. A nice block.
Ooh.
First down.
Lynn Elliott was eventually signed by the Chiefs, and apparently there was a news article about this game that still haunts the Chiefs.
You're muted, bud.
I know, I was just telling you.
Yes, but the others want to hear.
We can recap the.
That's what I would
We
like.
looked up Lynn Elliott's stats last week, and apparently we found a news article. He played for the Chiefs after the Cowboys, and there's some playoff game that still haunts Chiefs fans where Lynn Elliott missed 3 field goals in the game, including one that would have won them the game, and that ended his NFL career.
He Cody Parkey did. Parkey's getting re-signed. How bananas is that?
What?
I mean,
Who is
even,
that desperate?
Even if he hit 6 uprights during the year, 2 on 1 kick.
It's very hard to do. Oh, he caught it.
Nice catch. He's gonna shake the tackle. Oh, thought he would.
Not quite.
That's a cool loser point to get at the end.
They're the best kind.
Oh,
aren't
Sims
they?
had 1 incompletion. It was that diving attempt to Ingram. 3 for 133 and 3 for Ingram.
That's a
huge
monster
week.
day.
Martin leading the team in receiving with that 1 catch, and he had a touchdown. Megat, a nice day.
It's really
Otis, nice
a
day.
puke-worthy effort by
It
the
is
Cowboys.
puke-worthy. It's really PW.
You take Emmitt Smith off of that
Let's
team, and
move
it is
along.
ugly.
Let's move along. This is Bills Bears. There it is.
Game of the week. No, not
It's a
quite.
big one. I like this.
Bears defense is good.
I
Bears
like
defense
this.
is very
I like this
strong.
as this is just an interesting actual football matchup to see who wins this one. But the thing is, the Bears' offense is so awful.
You know
It's so
really-
terrible. They're not a good team
We were
overall.
talking about Rice earlier. Neil Anderson, he had like 1 good week this year. He hasn't done much at all.
Yeah, he's gonna. Well, I'm trying.
Don Smith.
I'm thinking of my experience of trying to play as the Bills, and by the time you get to week 5, the Bears defense and Neil Anderson are just flying all over the field. If you've won all your games,
The difficulty
so
increases
this is
the more consecutive
this
games
is
you win.
definitely when I start thinking about Neil being a monster in the game.
Jim
Yes.
is fired up for this Bills game.
Oh,
Looking forward to
good.
going on that play. He's
Bills
fast.
Bears, let's go is right. Well, got to slow it down. Always got to test the middle. Got to hit him with a jab.
It's William Perry territory.
All right,
Territory.
Territory.
Whoa.
Gene Parator. McKellar with a couple of moves, his 3rd grab on the year. That's
3 in 5 weeks, you take that.
I think you do.
Go to Mueller. No,
No,
it's the
back
fake.
to Thurman. This
The
is the nice
okey-doke.
play. Oh, the
Oh,
last guy
quick
that could have made a
tackle.
tackle. They do have good hit power on the Bears. Hey, they're going with the bomb from the 8. Smart move.
And it's the Bills. You don't question
Decent
things like
coverage.
this. Who's it going to go to?
Mueller, and
The
it's
mule.
covered. Wow,
What?
he somehow got it to him.
That was a really, really bizarre call.
Yeah,
I did. I have no choice.
yeah, he had no choice. Play action. This is
Lofton.
Reed's play, but he goes to Thurman, and it's a touchdown.
Thurman takes it.
Good for Joe. And QB
Four,
Bills up to
14,
yeah.
14 touchdowns now for QB Bills.
He did that one in a hurry against the great Bears defense.
What was Mahomes' touchdown number through 4 games this year? Because I'm curious to see if someone from Tecmo is going to beat it. Let's keep him on Mahomes' pace. Well, but Mahomes didn't set the record, so it's kind of stupid to do that, I guess. But I know he had the best pace through like 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
55 is the record, Peyton?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll allow that.
Up the gut with
Mark Green,
Mark
who's in for
Green.
Muster, who's dead.
Hope nobody was planning on starting Muster.
Offset. Harbaugh to pass.
Don't throw it to Neal.
Never a good choice.
He
But
threw it
he
to
did
Neal,
throw it
and
to
that's
Neal.
gonna be
and
trouble.
Neal's-
Whoa.
Neal in bad shape.
Might
He's
be.
an average or something like that. Nothing yet. Nothing to scare you yet. When he gets into excellent, he can be devastating.
filthy.
It's a good run for him.
That's a run that he
That's
can't
the
be
run that
stopped
works.
on.
It works well too because they double Bruce on that run. Oh my goodness gracious! There he goes. Goodness, I'm facing him. I think
Gonna
that's the
pound
heavy
it
hitter
in.
from Adam for me. He gets the
Giving
goal
it to
line.
him
He gets the
one
goal
more time.
line look too. Right up the gut. Bang. Good drive for him. He's got a consistency factor to him. He won't always, he won't wow you with a 4 catches, 237 yards, and 4 touchdown day like Eric Martin per se.
You do.
But he'll churn you for 15 or 20 every week and end up, amongst the top scorers.
That's the thing is when you
league.
get to the end of the year, you're looking at the top scores and you're saying, "Well, that's not that good." But you know,
a 300-point
a
year is
consistent player is very valuable.
a 300-point year is going to land you in the top.
That's a
It should
top
land you
player.
in like the top 10
Yeah.
of the league overall, regardless of position.
Boy, Kelly put up a fight.
Oh, Panthers coach with a sack. I have no idea. Oh, probably because Neil Anderson sucks. I don't know if you've been listening, Adam. It's so odd in the way that all these things have fluctuated from what we ranked everybody as. I had Neil we had him as the 2 running back, I think, and we only moved Thurman up because of some recent sim stuff that we did, but we had Neil ranked as the number 1 prior to that. And then we had Andre Reed ranked behind, he was 9th, I think, on our list, ranked behind Vance Johnson.
Imagine
how does
that.
this? I mean, the guy's smoking everybody.
QB Bills was also pretty
QB
low
Bills
behind, Everett, I
ranked
think.
behind
How-
Everett.
how far was he? He was
Ranked.
like 6th, I think.
Yeah, so some of the stuff that we're seeing now is going to, drastically modify things.
Oh boy,
for
Bruce
how
is
we
quick.
will, for how we'll change up, rankings and things like that for when we go live with this in a year, or next year, whenever we decide to start spreading it out. So, I'm looking forward to that. This is an extra sim that
He
we get
closes fast.
to go on. Mark Green on the catch.
I think the biggest thing we didn't see coming was Rice being a total non-factor.
At this point,
I
yeah.
don't even know if he's in the top 30 receivers, right? Like
He's certainly in the top 30 because there are 28 teams, and I can tell you half of them are garbage, and I can tell you half of the receivers on half the good teams are garbage. So I'm sure he's in the top
Where
30.
do you think he is?
I think
Reed is Mr. September. He's washed.
I think
Mr. September.
I think Jerry Rice is probably he's probably the 12th receiver in the game right now.
I think that's awfully generous.
Pardon?
And there's a fumble, and it's picked up by
Fantasy points wise.
a really fast Bill.
So if
It's
you just go to our Google Sheet and go to season stats and FAs and just filter by receiver. Yeah, just filter by receiver position and just all the receiver positions. So hit clear and then just click off all the receiver positions. Sorry, I'm doing great commentary. As QB Bills narrowly avoids a sack, gets it to Reed, leading receiver, extending his
Holy crap,
extending
that's
his
a lot of
lead on the
receivers.
league. So, right now, the top receivers in the league, in order. Where is he? Crap, where is he?
Where is he is right.
Yowzer.
Yes.
Shut up. He's behind Wendell Davis. Oh, my goodness. As Trace Armstrong gets a sack.
You don't take Jerry Rice expecting him to be the
Yowzer.
number 1 receiver. You
He
take
is
Jerry Rice
24th.
expecting him to be the number 1 receiver by so much that it makes the position itself worth more than it otherwise
I put
would
every other receiver in a different tier.
be. Yeah.
He's got 9 for 199 and 2. So he's on pace for 800 yards, 8 touchdowns, which is a respectable year from a normal player, but you don't take him number 1 overall for that. Hester on the
These
arm.
guys have had
but
monster weeks.
Yeah, but Trudeau is going to go
Oh,
back
did
to
he
the
miss
bench,
that
and then
badly.
Hester is going to be nothing.
That's true.
Eddie Brown with a monster week last week.
The
It's-
Trudeau show has
It
to
is still
end.
early, though. You have to let him play his division schedule. New Orleans, Atlanta. He's got weak opponents later on in the year. So I think Rice still has plenty of and he can strike like 6 for 250 and 3 in 1 week and be right back up on the list. We've had silly performances from some people, too. One thing we noticed from year 1 to year 2 when we did our sims
boy.
is that the offense had declined into year 2. I think overall the league didn't have as good an offense. So this might be another year where it swells back up.
Dick Duran coaching the Bills today, Jim says. You don't want to give him the game.
Oh, my goodness.
Ben, don't break.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost halftime here, waiting for some sort of explosion.
7-7. Who has the touchdown? Thurman on a catch.
Yep.
And we got a Neil run. And there's another Mark Green.
Whoa! Sheds a tackle.
Watch out for the run power of Mark
We were all way
Green.
too impressed by that, by the way.
Anyone other than Okoye or Otis Anderson
the Wendell Davis
shaking
throw.
a tackle.
Oh, and Bennett gets there.
Biscuit with a sack. Nicely played. Bills defense has been a very steady force for Polk.
The Bills have been excellent.
This thing has
Whoa.
a chance.
That was perfect.
Dead down Broadway, and the Bears lead 10-7.
Kevin Butler. Tricky Bears.
Good defense. Only one for Reed. They only let Thurman
They
slip
going to get a
through.
playoff? Probably
No.
not.
Playoff? You think they'll get a playoff?
Hey, that's the Saints coach.
That is the Saints coach. He coached the Saints and the Colts.
During their
And
bad
the Falcons?
years.
No, Jim Mora Jr. had the Falcons. So
true.
did Bobby Petrino. Remember that embarrassing state? He coached like 0.8 years in the NFL. He quit in like week 14 or something like that.
What a terrible
Bills
kick.
kicking it away again. Bears with nice clock management at the end of the half, getting field goals and getting a field. They pulled the Patriots. They got the score and they got the kickoff.
Yeah, you're right.
Harbaugh
They
sitting
knew
back,
what they were doing.
realizing this inequity and wants to throw it back to the
Oh.
Bills.
Yeah, that scooped up nice
And-
and quick.
You know what? That really wasn't fair. Here you go.
Yeah, they scored and they got the ball, and then they didn't.
Blitz coming. Bears defense. Boys pumped up.
Singletary.
Gonna have to get serious.
Samurai.
Singletary, a current AAF coach. Or
Yes,
whatever
he
that
is.
AAF, so.
That's awesome.
And do you know who the current reigning AAF players of the week are that are former Bills? I heard this morning on WGR. There are 2 former Bills who are current AAF reigning players of the week for defense and for special teams.
Special
Anyone want
teams
to text in an
AAF.
answer or chat in an answer as
Harold
Andre Reed
Reed,
catches
and
his
he's got
10th
it.
touchdown?
10th of the year.
10th of the year.
Unreal.
Wide open. Terrible coverage.
I rated him alongside Tim McGee. I have so many problems with my rankings after these 5 weeks.
You
Huge
drafted
touchdown.
him, or you drafted Drew Hill over him.
I probably still would have done that today. It still would be wrong, just based on what I'm seeing. But
He's got 5 catches for 5 touchdowns.
I have a tough time getting away from rankings, which is a problem. Like we have a guide, we have an idea, but I mean the variance that we've seen is just silly. Anyone, back to the question at hand. The current reigning AAF players of the week at their respective sides of the ball, defense and special teams. The thing that the Bills focus solely on, by the way.
Each an equal third in terms of
3
importance.
phases of the game, people. You need to win in all 3. And we let these people go who are shining in their new league.
Like
So,
Tolbert.
no. Mike, you think
Arthur
Mike
Motes.
you think Mike Tolbert is trying to prove himself to a team? You think that's what's happening? He's like 38. And I'm not talking about his waist size. Go ahead.
Oh, I guessed Arthur Motes.
Arthur Motes is incorrect.
Jim guesses Tarpley.
AJ Tarpley
No
is
kidding.
correct.
Oh.
AJ Tarpley had look at that. And also a nice little stat drop that Jim Kelly, QB Bills, went 303 and 3 touchdowns in this game in real life back in 91 against the Bears.
Boy, they just crushed everybody back then.
They did.
They went 5-0 through this. I
AJ
believe.
Tarpley had a pick 6 in the AAF, and
cool.
that landed him reigning defensive player of the week. The other reigning player of the week is none other than Colton Schmidt, who got 5 punts inside the 20, and they gave him an award. Good job turning the ball over, Colton. Here's your award.
Like Colton Schmidt. He tailgated after the Bills got rid of him. You know, he just likes Buffalo.
He tailgated after they got rid of him.
Listen, I'll like anyone that wants to drink with me, just bar none. But, you know, I kind of expect more out of $1 million contract. Maybe that's just me. And this is going to Reed, and it's going to be another touchdown.
And that did not take long.
11.
Well, Jim, you're
11.
wrong about
That would be
reading.
11.
11.
Are we into
Well,
October
it's
yet?
possible.
I believe so.
No, they did this. We're not into October because this was pre 9/11 and they hadn't delayed the start of the season. So this happened on Labor Day weekend, the start of the season. So this would be the last week in September back in 91.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So he could be right that Andre Reed puts up all his production in September. It's still September according to this game.
It's a little humbling to know that, well, he could be dead right.
Yeah. September 29th, 1991.
Fantastic.
How about that? I'm curious, out of the 303 and 3 touchdowns that QB Bills had in the real version of this game, how much went to Reed? So maybe Jim can be on that.
That was Bruce in pursuit of a deep wide receiver, getting there alone ahead of his defensive teammates.
Wow. And they're going to
He's
go
throwing
kneel
his
off the right
blocker, and
side.
He's going to pursue. Oh, he got thrown himself.
At least the Bears recognize we can't give it to Harbaugh.
They haven't tried much.
I have to say, Harbaugh hasn't had as woeful a year as I would have expected from him after the first 2 sims. I think he's got like 5 picks. Maybe only 2 picks, but 3 touchdowns. He hasn't turned the ball over that much. And
Just as you say so.
Just as I say so,
Boy,
I'm
he
sure
tried
he's
on
going
that
to.
one.
But he's got, I think he had 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, something like that. It's humble passing stats for a
little
running team.
68-yard kick, we'll see, and a
Yeah, just to make it a 2-score game from a 2-score
just
game.
a bit to the left. It's too bad.
Trying to bring it to a 2-score game.
You know who's really bad?
Instead, now it's a 2-score game.
in the AAF. Back to that conversation. Christian Hackenberg. I watched the game with him. And
Oh,
I believe he got benched for Zach Mettenberger.
He got no read TDs, 2 to Lofton.
Where the hell is that today?
No read 2 TDs. Oh, no, sorry. No read 2 TDs. Lofton, Al Edwards, and Butch Roll.
Tackle eligible Butch Roll.
Typo. No read TDs. Yeah, that's fine. I got what I'm
Where are
picking
you
up what you're
going,
putting
sir?
down there, Jim.
You know,
Oh, and another 60-yard attempt. Not really.
it's not
59.
68.
Norwood blows it right. They couldn't see the writing on the
He
wall
coulda
with
done
this
that for
season.
47.
Yeah, that's bad. Give it to Anderson. Give him a chance to bring it back in.
Boy, he outruns his blocker.
Yeah. Normally when it's muster, it's by a lot more.
Who's this Mark Green character?
He's just some random loser. Harbaugh.
Throw it to
Good
Neal.
good
There it
pressure
is.
by Bentley.
No, he throws it to
Love
to
the
the Mark
love the
Green.
rollout pressure. It's like the quarterback's holding a dodgeball and the guy's like, "Oh no." Is he going high? Is he going low? Stupid. Shotgun X drive. Going to Davis. Wide open. 15. Behind the defense. 10. Down to the 8.
Davis continues to have a better
Opening
season
up.
than Jerry Rice, apparently.
opening up that lead on Jerry
I
Rice.
believe that our good friend Richard Booth has started Wendell Davis today.
Oh, good for
Out
him.
of necessity, because who do you have out? Eddie Brown is out. Eddie Brown is out on bye.
Wendell Davis has been okay.
I know. It's
And it's a perfectly fine move with
appalling.
nobody on bye.
It's appalling. Oh, what a blitz beat! What a
That-
huge play!
That is an incredible play.
Yeah,
Harbaugh
Neil's
being
having a
poised
day
under
today.
pressure.
Neil is having
You
a
don't
day
see
today,
that from Harbaugh very often, if ever.
if ever. Big day.
Oh, we tried to miss that one.
Ricky is team number 5. He's in the middle of the second row. We do know everything. Take your mic off. Put your mic on non-mute when you say we know everything. He is starting Wendell Davis. There he is, right at the bottom of the screen there. Couldn't start Derek Hill, who's also on bye, so he cut someone. Who did he cut today? He picked up Tommy Agee, and he cut someone else. I
Well,
can't
Thurman's
remember.
doing that
Thurman.
thing where he scores in garbage time.
It's not garbage time. They're putting the game away. It's only a 4-point game.
The Bears could have gone with an onside kick with 2 minutes to go. They didn't.
In a 1-score game, they won't always do that. If it's 2 scores or more.
Whoa, look at the mule.
Mueller pushing Donnell
Oh.
Wolford to the right sideline.
That was really hard to watch.
Or Sean
That man's
Gale.
got a family to think about.
Mueller again. I like the way they're pounding it here.
This
with
is
the
ground and
mule.
pound. This is 91 Bills. Ground and pound
Yeah,
style.
that's it. They weren't run and shoot. Oh, and Thurman with the icing.
The last-minute Thurman TD we've
Thurman
seen a few
is
times
currently the
this
second-ranked running back in the league, though.
year. He has
behind
been
Marcus
so
Allen.
under the radar.
Under the radar, and he really hasn't had any. He hasn't had any games where you go, "Oh my goodness," but he's been great.
I think that's why it seems like he's underperforming.
He's
because
great.
it's like
He's
he
been
hasn't
great.
had a game where it's been
And
like,
he's
oh,
still
been
been
consistent.
he's been
He's-
story number 2 every week.
I'm pretty sure he's at like 90 or so fantasy points in our format, so he's right on pace for a monster
Yeah,
year.
Reed being insane doesn't help. I think that takes
It certainly takes away opportunities. Yeah.
I don't believe.
Yeah, he's been
Lofton has a
overshadowed on his
target.
own team. As Neil ices it, this is the 5th week.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
uncanny. I have never-
Adam, just shy of the goal line for his
Still,
third
he still had
touchdown.
one
He
He
got
had
stopped
2.
at the goal line.
Yeah.
I thought he might have gotten in.
I know. It was like go back to the review. Harbaugh, 88% completions
This is not
for
the
116.
Harbaugh we
Not
know.
the Harbaugh we know. Good day, competitive running backs. Yeah, he's story number 2 in that game. Neil had a monster game. Yeah, sorry, Adam. You got 2 from him. That was a big day from him.
Go back to
Yeah,
what
and
you were
160.
saying.
What was I saying?
You said almost 5 straight weeks or something.
Almost 5 straight weeks of facing a touchdown from the team that I'm playing in fantasy with no time left on the clock.
A buzzer-beating touchdown.
A buzzer-beating touchdown.
No,
yes.
For this game, Alex made the last-minute decision to sign Trudeau for the Colts in hopes that Jeff George doesn't come back, and he benched Tim Rosenbach.
Oh, it was
who,
nice.
Has 1 touchdown.
So what
this
I will be
year.
doing is watching Tim Rosenbach blow it and smile.
That's the idea.
Patriots also coming off an upset of the Oilers last week.
Unbelievable. This is when the dynasty starts. They beat the Oilers and they think, we've got confidence. Let's draft a 6th-round quarterback. John Stevens to set the tone.
You know what?
He needs to have a
carrying
day.
the momentum.
He
from
needs to
last
have
week.
a day. I'm so tired of this bum doing nothing all year.
What is with the pink shirts
That's what they do.
and the
They're
Cardinals with their pale blue
I
pants?
think Bob Kraft was testing out the uniforms he likes on his ladies.
Zing. Next, they were going to be dressed like French
Hartley
maids.
Dykes with his 2nd catch of the year, starting receiver.
It looks like they're both wearing home uniforms. They're both wearing dark jerseys.
They're both wearing lame uniforms with
They're
lame
both
teams.
really lame and awful.
Get it to
and
Marv
I hate
Cook. No, Irv. Andy's flex. Irving Fryer, who's having a good year.
them. He
I did
threw
not
that
expect
thing
that.
vertical
Yes, he did.
in a
The
2D
gri-
game.
Marvin Allen, the best free agent running back left, as Rick Fenney was signed this week by Dave to fill in for Icky Woods.
Lorenzo.
Icky Woods and Lorenzo White.
Yeah.
He's got Reggie Cobb in, and he's got Rick Fenney in. Boy, those are some losers.
The
Breast
the
cancer
drive
awareness
ended.
is in October. They're getting fined. Very nice. As Starofsky
Yeah,
blows
save
one
those
right.
jerseys, boys. A few more days. The
So-
Bob Kraft.
So, Jim, you know
reference
Charlie
is on the wall.
Sardella better than his own son. How much beer are we allowed to drink for free before he starts kicking us out? That we got to know, because it seems as
Ed
though the
Reynolds.
shelf is running low as Ed Reynolds scores a non-touchdown.
Why do they suddenly have purple jerseys in that graphic? They look like the Vikings.
That's a very good question.
There is no explaining the Patriots in this era.
They were so irrelevant. Boy, doesn't this sound familiar. A team so irrelevant that the rest of the league just carries on its way.
Yeah.
Doesn't want
Doesn't
to be
even
bothered.
bother.
Doesn't care about their uniforms, their players.
Paul,
their
can you tell me the Vi
attitudes.
Sikahema news that you were reading up on last week?
We might have not looked up by Sikkim.
Listen, it was a pipe dream last week, knowing that you didn't have as much time. Now you got the time. Now you
I
give us the
told you,
info.
Alex. Jim said better replace or he kicks you out. So we are in a little bit of beer debt from the last couple of weeks. I think in the middle of this show, either I will take a run or someone will, and we're going to go replace, and we're going to go make sure that fridge is fully stocked because Charlie Sardella has been gracious enough to let us adorn his basement every Wednesday amidst, the effects of climate change. To make sure that we can broadcast this for him. So that was quite kind of him.
And really, without the basement, nothing happens.
That's correct.
Can't be done anywhere else.
Vi Sikima in the league from 86 to 93. Played for the Cardinals, the
It's a pretty good career.
Packers, and the Eagles. He made the Pro Bowl and was a first-team All-Pro in 86 and 87. I'm guessing as a kick returner.
As kick returner, yeah. That was his claim to fame.
His heyday.
He had 2 return touchdowns on punts in 86, one in 87, and then another in 92. Four return touchdowns is nothing to sneeze at. It's a pretty good return career, as someone scored, Johnny Johnson, for the Cardinals. No idea how it happened. No one cares how it happened. No one cares about Johnny Johnson or Tim Rosenbach. Nobody cares about Marvin Allen or Steve Grogan. Nobody cares about any of these losers on the screen. So we're going to look up Vi Sikahema stats.
Vi Sikima is also the first Tongan ever to play in the National Football League. So that's
First Tongan?
Tongan.
Tongan.
He's also
He is from Tonga.
Tonga.
When did the NFL draft change to its current 7-round format? That's another question for the community. As Irving Fryer makes a leaping grab over Tim McDonald, who has 2 sacks and 2 interceptions on the year.
Man, that guy can play.
That's nothing.
Irving Fryer's been really fun to watch.
Sikahema's cousin is Deuce Latui.
Oh, the guard.
So they both played for Arizona.
Yeah.
One was Phoenix, as Marvin Allen scores.
There's
Nobody
your boy,
cares
Marvin
about
Allen.
It's
You just
not my
talked
boy.
down to him.
I hate him.
You
And
said
Grogan-
nobody cares about him. You know
Grogan
who
with another
cares?
pick.
Well, somebody out there cares. He's a free agent. Who wants him? Start the bidding, everybody.
Nobody wants him. Nobody
Vi
can pull the
Sikahema.
trigger.
Can't
on
hold a
Marvin
candle to
Allen.
Marvin Allen.
I bet he could hold. Oh, I bet he could hold a blowtorch.
Oh, hi, Daddy from Max.
Hello, Max. It's good to see you, buddy. Good night. I hope you're a good boy today, bud. Bye, buddy.
That was
I
very
appreciate
nice.
you guys tuning in. Oh, my. All right. Rosenbach, the single wing. Johnson, fake to Pearl. No, got it back to Pearl. No, he's dead.
Boy, even against the
also,
Patriots, he looks like
heading
he's
out
running
for
through
work.
quicksand.
Oh, that's no good. Jim going to work.
And
They're going for the
now
fake
they're
reverse
running the
Z-post.
fake
They're
reverse
going to
Z-post.
Ernie.
Well
A
covered.
little out of control. Oh, my. And they're going to punt it away. But the story of today, the Cardinals have scored their 3rd touchdown of the year. That counts.
Their 3rd touchdown.
3rd touchdown of the year.
It's week 5.
If Max is still watching, I hope you're listening to your mom. Being a good boy. And if Steve Grogan is watching, you were really old even back then.
We're all very disappointed in you.
3rd and 5. Give the ball to Steve. Not that way. Don't do it wrong.
3rd and 5, and you pretty much just play a give-up
Gave
game.
it away. Yeah,
It's really
gave
pathetic.
it away.
They got nothing to lose. They're, 1-3 probably?
Yeah, they're nothing. With their only win against the Oilers.
Yeah, that is really depressing for a Patriots fan. I mean,
Yeah, that's no good.
they got something on the horizon, though. Whoa, look at us.
What do we
are you
got
going
going?
through
What do
here?
we got going on the Hall of Fame here?
I'm trying to find when the NFL draft changed to 7 rounds, and for some reason it's oddly difficult to find.
Interesting.
Draft history. Yeah, that'll do it.
Draft history sounds about right. Probably just got to scroll through each year to find out. Johnny
And there
Johnson on
goes
the
Johnny.
fake reverse makes every Patriot miss. Everyone that's employed by the
I
team
think it's
missed.
I think it's the pink jerseys slowing them down.
Everybody missed him. The whole defense.
It was really quite something.
That's terrible.
The rollout, this is where he really makes himself embarrassing.
Rosenbach runs right into the defender.
That's the Rosenbach effect.
Was the Johnson touchdown a run or a catch?
We didn't know because
I think it was a
you
catch.
were complaining. Or
I was
something.
probably complaining. Sounds right. Well, Johnny to the one.
Whoa.
He'll
What are they
get a
gonna
cheap
do?
one. He'll
They
get
gonna
a cheap
finish it
one.
up?
No,
No.
they're going to reverse out the inside. Go
Big
pro.
reverse Z-post?
No, it's right to Johnny for the touchdown.
Okay,
Good
in
play, good drive.
1994, the NFL draft went to 7 rounds.
In 94.
93, it was 8. So I don't know when it.
So in
designed
93, it was 8. Who was the last pick of the 8th round in 93? So Darren Alcorn was the last guy taken.
Oh, I
when
think it's from Alcorn.
and the Bills took Chris Luniberg. Trent Green taken 1 pick before that.
Elvis Gerbach.
Both chief quarterbacks with legacies. Green was a real player.
He's a real announcer.
He's a real announcer.
He does this.
Powell was taken in the
An
on
AVP.
the
So what we have.
So was Blaine Bishop. The 8th round was full of total
Jesse
gems.
Armstead.
This is a decent.
What an
I mean,
800.
four Pro Bowl players, 6 Pro Bowl
Troy
players,
Brown.
6 Pro Bowl players taken in the 8th round of
Mark Marion,
94
he's in-
or 93. All I was going to say is that this kicker that was taken, they said, all right, if we're going to draft that guy last, we're just going to 7 rounds from now on. We're not doing this.
He's the reason they
He's the
changed.
reason they changed it. That sounds right.
It's quite a claim to fame.
14-14 in this no bowl that nobody cares about.
Okay, so
And they go back to
92, they
Johnny.
still
You
had
can't
11
give it
rounds.
to Johnny.
12.
He's Johnny.
In 92, they had 12 rounds.
Yeah,
then
so
went
they
8th and
they
10th.
must have been must have been an experiment to phase out the round. They probably went to television. Well, no, they were on TV much earlier than that.
With the second last pick of the 12th round, the Bills took Matt Rogers, quarterback from Iowa, who I've never heard of.
Matt Rogers.
For a
What?
12th round, things are getting rough.
Cornelius Benton.
Somebody took
That guy-
Milton Biggins.
What are the chances that Cornelius Benton was taken because they were like, this guy sounds like Cornelius Bennett?
I mean, I feel like in that late
Tim
draft,
Daniel. Pumpy Tutors for the Eagles.
from Tennessee, Chattanooga. Where,
Oh
Wait a
my
second.
gosh.
Spell that
Pumpy
name
Tutors.
for the viewers.
Pumpy Tutors. Pumpytudors. Meanwhile, Varus with a sack.
meanwhile, you can tell the
Pumpy.
the Patriots
Pumpy
game.
Tutors. These names. Marcus Dowdell.
Ostrowski, he played for the Bills.
Jerry Ostrowski was a real
Was he a
player.
10th round pick there?
Yeah, something like that. Brad Culpepper. Anthony Hamlet. To suck or not to suck.
That was around 10.
Mo Lester? Oh, Tim Lester. Okay. Mirko Jerkovic.
That was an 80-yard punt.
Oh, cool. Keith Alex. J. Leuenberg.
That's the same guy.
Bartley? Ooh, I don't know.
Ephesians Bartley. Wow. That's like Habakkuk Simpson if you're going with books of the Bible.
Ty Detmer and Brad Johnson were, what was this, 9th round picks this year?
Brad Johnson, the Pro Bowler. 9th round
Ty
pick.
Detmer,
Super Bowl winner, Brad
Heisman
Johnson.
winner. Oh, I believe.
Yeah. Wow, this is what draft was this? 93?
92.
92.
So 92 they still had 11, 93 they went to 8, and then 94 they
94 they were at 7, and that's where they stayed at 7.
This game needs to end, and I'm afraid it might be going to overtime.
Is this the fourth quarter?
I sure hope so.
I think it's only
Hey,
the
Sam
third.
Gash was taken that year in what was this, the 8th round?
Yeah, and Sam Gash is actually in the next version of Tecmo.
It's only
So
the third quarter.
He had a rookie year well enough that he was, obviously, that he was actually in the next game.
Kurt Schultz was taken in the 7th round that year by the Bills.
I always like Kurt
and
Schultz.
Future Bill, Dave Moore.
Don't tell me about I don't want to hear about Dave Moore being employed. No. David Wilson. Oh, not that one. Both of them were irrelevant. Rosenbach on the rollout has time. Looking. Walter Reeves gets the dump off.
Jeff
First
Blake,
down.
6th round pick that year.
And no first down.
Oh, very close to a first down. And is that the quarter? No, it is not.
No, and they decide to punt.
This one is going into the end
Defensive
zone
tackle
again.
Reggie White was taken by the Chargers that year.
Oh my gosh. Totally drafted because that was his name. Larry
Is that a
Tharp.
relation?
Matt Darby for the Bills. Okay, I'm done. It was fun. It was a fun experiment.
Tony Brown.
Back to the game.
All right. Sounds right. As they go offset eye, they're going to pitch it to Stevens. Stevens decides, I don't need that hole. I'll go through this non-hole for no gain.
The non-hole seldom works.
Unbelievable. What a bum. They go back to Marvin Allen. Shifty Marvin Allen,
Speaking
who's an
of
excellent.
doesn't work. I still don't think he works.
Is it Marvin Allen worse than most backup running backs as far as his stats are, or his attributes, I should say?
Yeah, he's one of the worst. He's one of the worst running backs in the game, considering all running backs, not just backups or starters, in terms of attributes. But he does balance that out with one of the worst playbooks and the worst offenses to be on. So, you know, all those things added up.
It equates to really terrible production, so he's got that going for him.
If you're looking for running backs whose name if you're in a draft and you can only draft running backs whose names rhyme with Schmarvin Gallon, then I would take
Schmarvin Gallon goes
then I'd
first.
take Schmarvin Gallon first. That's all. And then maybe consider Marvin Allen in like the 5th round or so.
Chances Marvin Allen has since been deceased.
Oh,
find
so
out.
some of the features that we need to add to this, and actually Jim touched on one of them, is that we are going to do a look back into one or two games of the actual games that took place every year in the games that we're broadcasting. So we'll take a look at the features of those games and maybe the highlights of what happened. The other thing, we're going to be playing Tecmo Super Bowl Alive or Dead each week with a different NFL team in here, because we have 28 teams that we can pick from and 16 weeks, so we can clearly... From January of this year?
January, that Miami Dolphins hired Bills scout Marvin Allen as assistant.
He was a Bills scout.
Was it the same Marvin Allen, I wonder?
Bills Buffalo National Scout. That has got to be Marvin Allen.
When the Dolphins fired head coach.
What a dome.
Wow. Former running back Marvin Allen. As they go deep to Dykes.
Yeah.
Leaping, grabbing, complete. 2:02 left, and this one seems headed to overtime.
Former Bills scout Marvin Allen is assistant GM for the Dolphins now.
How do you like that?
Wow.
Which a part of this
Maybe
is the
his
most surprising?
Maybe his interview was, listen, if
We
it were
drafted a lot of
if it-
running backs
If it
in
were
my
my
day.
if it were my job back when I played, I'd have cut me. And if
Really
he
helps
said,
your
you know what,
credibility.
you need to come.
I'd have cut me.
Yeah.
That's a great
So
name,
Marvin
too.
Allen's stats in the NFL, he only played from 88 to 91. His most rushing yards in the season was 237. His next most after that was 51.
Did they only give him the ball on an off tackle to the right?
I guess so.
And do it on a quarter of their running plays?
He never finished with more than one touchdown in a season. He finished his career with 2 total touchdowns. So, not a great career for Marvin.
Dynamite.
He's done well as a front office man.
Apparently, I don't know. I mean, have the Bills
He was good
been
enough
back
as a
in scouting?
Bills running back scout, because we've done so well there.
Yeah.
wonder
What
what-
scout? Here, we'll take McCoy and forget about the position for 5 years.
And before that,
Oh.
let's just take one in the first round every 3
You know
years.
what we'll do? We will we'll make sure that we take Carlos Williams, have him be good, and cut
Carlos
him.
Williams.
We'll take Carlos Williams, have him be good, and cut him. We'll sign Bryce Brown.
He could fumble.
He can fumble at the 1 and cost us a game, and then we can cut him.
We traded for Bryce Brown.
We can. Who was the other guy? Oh, Jonathan Williams. We'll get a guy with decent upside and completely cut him.
Don't forget Tolbert. And
Oh
Ivory.
no, in favor of Tolbert, and then we have to get Chris Ivory, who actually I can't knock Ivory's ear that much, I guess. But I mean, for what? To what end? I mean, what are you getting younger with Ivory? No, he's just who he is. So
It's in overtime. My God, come on.
Starowski, come on.
The game that will not end.
Oh, it really won't. 14-all. Who
You'll
has the
see what's bad when
touchdowns?
we spend more time
Marvin
on
Allen
this.
has a receiving touchdown from Grogan, and we have a Ed Reynolds fumble recovery. Then we have a Johnny Johnson, we think, receiving and rushing touchdown, but we're not sure. This is the way that we commentate.
Tim Goad.
We don't really care about stats or what
We were
happened.
That last week when it was me, and I was like, yeah, this guy, he's having a good season, right? I think he's
Yeah,
got a
maybe
couple
it is.
touchdowns.
And they win it in a
ends.
safety.
A safety ends at how
Safety in
fitting.
overtime. What
How
a terrible
fitting.
offensive job by the Cardinals.
2-0 in overtime.
2 wins in a row.
Patriots. That is the worst game
at
I've
this.
ever seen.
There you go, Alex.
77,
Tim Rosenbach.
77 yards from Johnny Johnson. We think 2 touchdowns. Marvin Allen led the team with 7 yards rushing. John Stevens is, oh my gosh, he's so dead to me.
6 for 0 for John Stevens.
Oh, that is awful. 6 for 0.
How's that even possible?
I don't know, Margot.
But he did score.
Did he
Ooh.
score?
Yeah, I thought he scored.
No, Marvin Allen scored.
I was thinking of Marvin Allen.
Sorry,
Okay.
Joe, I apologize. Wade Wilson is back.
Yeah, Wade
Maybe
Wilson.
John Stevens did score.
No,
Who was the other one?
the Ed Reynolds.
Ed Reynolds. Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
score.
Correct, Joe started Gannon.
Joe did start
Yeah,
Gannon, and
He might
Wilson is
play.
back.
We
no,
don't know.
No, we do. Well, he could still play.
Right. The game's not
Wilson
over,
could get
Nate.
hurt. We've seen Dwight.
It's barely
It could
started.
be the Dwight Stone. Dwight Stone getting hurt on his immediate return from the hospital.
Herschel
As Herschel busts through the 50.
didn't fumble, didn't get hurt.
Walk-off safety was big, Adam. They're going Walker around the right side. 5 yards. 4
It
yards.
looked like 5 to me too. A little upset about
All right,
that.
who makes the beer run?
I think it's
Somebody
gonna
oughta.
be you.
That's a perfect way to go to the beer run. All right,
He's hurt again.
Paul,
Carter in the game.
care to jump in, sit in for me while I go grab a little bit?
Second time hurt in 5
In
weeks,
5 weeks.
and he was out for a week.
Folks, Paul
I am
Sardella going to
not
take over
going
for me
to
in the
sign
booth.
Jesse
I'm
Clark
in the bag.
anymore. Here goes Jesse Clark already with more production than Herschel Walker on 1 carry.
Hello, I'm
One
back to announce it.
carry.
My laptop is well on the other side of the room, so until Nate comes back, I will not be able to look up any stats for anybody. I apologize in advance.
You're all welcome to look up your own stats and share them via chat. That would be a lot of fun.
Yes.
If, for example, you want to find out if Jesse Clark, the new running back for the Vikings, who has the ball right now, was any good.
I will. If nobody finds that out for you, I will make a note to find that out after this game.
Okay. I don't know how you're going to make a note. You don't have a pen, paper, computer.
It's a mental note.
Oh, and there goes Jesse Clark, and he drops it.
All right. See you, Nate. Have fun.
Nate's going to go pick up some broadcasting supplies from the bodega.
And Fuad Revis or Revis or
Nobody's
however
above
his
the
name
policy.
hits the upright.
Yeah, that was really a pathetic kick.
All right, Vikings
That
D,
was a
I've got
short
them.
kick to miss.
Sammy Winder. Wait, is somebody hurt?
Humphrey is still
Oh,
hurt.
that's right. I was like, Sammy Winder, why is he getting the ball?
Oh, boy. We got no Herschel Walker, no Bobby Humphrey. We got Wade Wilson back, which only hurts.
And Steve Sewell with the.
And they're still giving the ball to Sewell. They do have Vance Johnson, who's been good for a couple of weeks now. And they're going to go up the gut with a much, much worse player on 3rd and short. And they
slower
can't pick
than
it up.
Bobby Humphrey.
God, that's really hard to watch.
And they're punting already.
Mike Horan. I don't know who's naming these people back in the 90s. Well, I guess they were born before the 90s if they're
So
in the
who's naming
NFL.
them? Probably the 60s. Early
Yeah,
60s.
60s. Horan. That's your name. You change your name. At least when you're in the public eye like the NFL.
Jesse Clark? Oh, no, it's Hassan Jones on the reverse. This is Never works well.
This is kind of hard to well. The
Okay,
Broncos don't really have much speed on
No.
defense.
You got the first.
They got Atwater. They got
Dennis Smith.
I don't think they have
I believe, is back
Romanowski
there.
yet, or do they?
I think the 49ers have Romanowski.
He's a
That's pretty
49er
sure.
in this game. Okay. And Jesse Clark almost picking it up. It's going to be a little short, second and short. Maybe they take a shot deep. They got Anthony Carter just waiting for the call, but
Yeah,
it's going to be Hassan Jones around the left side, and he's taken down in the backfield.
Jesse Clark isn't a terrible option, depending on if Walker comes back. He's
It
not
all
horrible
has
when
to
he
do
plays.
right. It all has to do with whether you trust Herschel to come back or not. If he stays out, then Clark's got some real play. I believe he's the backup kick returner as well. Is that right?
That sounds right. I know
Yeah,
last
so-
time Walker was hurt, he actually had decent stats.
Yeah. So that would be that'd be reason enough to pick him up. Bye weeks are looming. There
There you go.
are going to be plenty of spots people need to fill at running back. So he's got some value.
That was a quick first quarter. Nothing already. I think every team's just gone 3 and out.
It's just been
It's
run,
been
run,
pretty
run,
ugly.
and a lot of just running out the
Both
clock.
teams have reverses.
And here goes Vance. Let's see what he can do with this. Not terrible. 6 yards. Any reverse that isn't stopped for a loss is pretty
It's a
much
win.
not terrible because they're so bad otherwise.
Flea flicker Vance.
Yeah, that was a terrible effort. That's John Elway back there, folks. You could do a lot worse, but not in this game. Oh, boy. He
Bullet
sends
to
a
Sammy
cannon
Winder.
into the chest of Winder, and Winder came up with it and gets the first down. 1st and 10. They're going to give it to Vance and let him rumble off the right side.
Nice nifty moves.
And that's Vance Johnson. A nice gain of 9. 2nd and short. Every play in the book is an option. Maybe they take a shot here. What do you say? Oh, they don't anything but that.
But they did get the first, so
First down,
conservative,
that's
I guess
big.
it works. Dan Reeves, I believe, head coach at this time. Playing
Dan Reeves, the ageless one.
But he's so much worse than Bobby Humphrey. Bobby Humphrey's so fast.
It's
and
true.
he is not-
Humphrey's the drawbacks with Humphrey are not his talent. He is fast. He's shifty.
They just don't give it to him.
They don't give him a lot of opportunities, and they usually don't block very well. What's going to happen here? He's going to pitch it back. Flea flicker. He's got open men all over, and he throws Mark Jackson, makes a man miss to the 10 to the 5, and he's
Oh.
dragged down inside the 5. First and goal from the 3.
All right, I need something from my Vikings D here. Come on, let's go.
Vikings D has been solid this year. Oh, they're going to stop at the goal line, and that's the Sewell effect. Anybody who was starting Sewell and wanted that touchdown is going to be very disappointed, but
I'm
that
not
list
sure
is
anybody
short.
starts.
And they're going to pull the play all the way back to the 10 and hope he can
There
get
you
back.
go,
Nope, he
Andy.
does.
Vance Johnson.
And there's Vance Johnson doing what he does. I think he's got a couple
Not
of
a bad
touchdowns
year.
each of the
Yeah,
last 2 weeks.
He's okay. Not better than Andre Reed, but he's
Yeah,
doing okay.
very few have contested Reed for MVP to this point.
Yeah,
The Bills are undefeated, I think.
yeah. This was the closest game, I think. I don't think
That's
they've
true.
even, any of their other games have even
Yeah,
been
they've been
close.
complete blowouts. They killed the Jets.
I'd say the next closest to Reed in terms of MVP candidate this early would be Warren Moon,
Right.
leading the league in touchdowns and yards, but didn't have a great game against the Patriots.
And they lost
Yeah.
to the Patriots. I think that hurts him
It's
a
a
lot.
problem.
He had that monstrous week 1, but other than that, he's just been good to not so good last week.
And QB Bills has got to be in consideration.
QB
as well.
Bills?
He's right up there in
He's
passing
been excellent. Yeah, the
yards.
Bills themselves have been victims of their own success. Each player individually has less value when the team itself is that good.
Mhm.
Oh, everybody's open downfield. He does not go to Anthony Carter. He's only the best player on the team.
Carter had a big day with Gannon in there last week. He caught passes other than just the fake reverse E post.
That's really
Oh, Clark with all kinds of room.
look at that little move.
He's quick.
Yeah.
He's not, like I said, not a bad backup.
It's not the worst thing ever.
And they'll go for a field goal.
Speaking of the worst thing ever, though,
Revy's
Here comes
already
Revy's.
missed one.
what do you think? Has he got this one?
Oh.
Whoa, squeaks it in off the post. And there's Fuad. 7-3.
Time for one more play for the Broncos, maybe?
Ooh, yeah, short kick would do it. A
careful
long
kick.
kick, they wouldn't have had time, but let's see. They're going to get one off. 6 seconds to go. Last play before the half. Are they going to throw? Of course not. Let's run it up the gut.
Just
It's
get out of
1991, and
half.
everybody just wants to run the ball and go home. Why the fans even cared, I don't have any idea.
EBM.
Oh, yeah. And there's some 8-bit sports bra.
BB.
The seductive blink as
yeah,
well.
I like the blink.
Vance Johnson. Man gets lots of touches in this game. Whoa, the
Look at that.
kicker's just totally thrown. Big return
That
from
is
Vance.
a very good return in this game.
Great field position for the Broncos. Let's see if Elway knows what he's doing. Well, he gives it to Winder, so it's already a bad start.
It's odd because I feel like they give it to Winder more than they do when Humphrey's in there. And
That
Humphrey's much
is
better. It
both
doesn't make
true
sense.
and depressing because, yeah, you want to see Humphrey carry the ball. He's just that good. But
And speaking of Winder,
and here you
probably
go.
slow.
Is he going to get in? Down to the 1-inch line.
Could this
the
be
one
another reverse
pixel.
for Vance?
They might be giving it to Vance for another cheap touch. Nope, they're going up the gut, and
Winder,
Winder
man.
finishes the job. He's
They're
making a
sticking
case
with
to
him.
have some value for
They're
himself,
sticking with
but
him. Yeah, I mean they're giving it. He's not good.
nobody
but they're
picked
giving
him
it to
up. Nobody picked him up. Nobody trusted this, and
I forgot that Humphrey was hurt.
with good
myself.
reason.
Come on, a little disappointed with the Vikings defense here. They're losing. They haven't done anything.
Especially
Not sacked
against a
back.
guy like Elway, who, as we've
Throws
discussed
picks.
in this game, is wildly inaccurate, throws a
fumble.
lot of picks. And the Vikings have usually been good about taking the ball away. You just haven't seen it. What are they going to do here? Let's run with more backup running backs because that's the theme of the day. Jesse Clark gaining 7, second and short. Vikings need to make a couple of plays here to get back in the game, slowly getting away from them. And Rick Fenny up the gut.
Wow, he looked quick there.
Did not think that was the recipe for success, and yet it worked.
Didn't somebody pick him up? Is Dave?
Yes.
Dave starting him? Was that who
No.
it was?
Was it Dave? Yes, I believe Dave picked up Rick Fenny. Boy, is that fun to say. Anthony Garner
what
with
a
a catch on his first target, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a target to the end zone, which is rare for him.
Carter is second behind Reed in touchdowns. He's only like 5 behind him now.
Well, it's, getting closer. Wait, no, he's not. He needs 3 to be closer after this week. And he's not going to get them if they keep giving the ball to Rick bleeping Fenny. All right, shotgun. Let's see what they do here. And it's going to be Wilson taking off.
Is he gonna get it?
Boy, is that exciting. Second and short from the 3.
Jesse Clark, maybe?
They're going to pitch to Clark. Does he hand it off?
no.
No, he doesn't. He's going to scamper in. Another backup running back scores a
You
touchdown.
were saying, I think Clark is the backup you want if you
I tried
think
that
Walker
once.
And Walker came back. That's right.
Yeah, that was really hard to believe. No, I don't know that Walker came back. I think Clark played, but he was bad.
You gotta,
The guy I did try was Alan Pinkett. He was supposed to play, and then Lorenzo White's first game, he had the availability to come back. He came back
That's
and
right.
rendered Pinkett useless. Sure, serves me right for needing Alan Pinkett
What
to
are you
do
trying to say?
anything. All right. You want a turnover? Elway's going to give it to you. Watch this.
Oh, come on. Almost a sack.
Ooh, almost a sack and almost a pick.
Yeah. So we got a Sammy Winder and a Jesse Clark touchdown today. 2 backup running backs and then a Vance reverse.
Yep.
So odd game.
3 rushing touchdowns, none by starting running backs.
That's true.
Lots of guys open. What are you going to do, John?
God, man, he is
Mark
just getting
Jackson,
these
one of
away.
the covered men.
Ah,
He was well
on,
covered.
Browner.
Very
one of
fortunate
those
not to
good
be
defensive
giving
backs
that
they have.
away. 14-10. Broncos holding on to a slim lead. Let's see what happens.
I'll give Elway credit. He's been getting those balls off just before getting sacked.
Well, the way you study Elway and his balls is admirable.
Yeah, Nate went on a beer run. I
Got it.
I didn't leave, but okay.
Hey, we're getting a reverse here on the left side. Nope. Almost got to the line of scrimmage, but not quite.
Reverse for Hassan Jones. It's just no good.
Yeah, you don't want to be...
Oh, here it is.
Oh,
Does he have him?
what a moonball.
What
and he comes up with
leaping
it.
Grab.
Marvelous.
Oh, he's got nobody near him.
What a wonderful...
There's nobody on
That's
the screen.
beautiful.
How long was that? That was a bomb.
That's beautiful. That was a... What? It was right after the kick return. That
Yeah.
must have been 90 yards or so.
Had to be.
And he tacks on the extra point,
And the
despite his best efforts.
and the Vikings are right back in this. What were they down They were down at halftime.
It was 14-3,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yep.
Jesse Clark and Anthony Carter have them back in this game. Nate is back, by the way. He's heading down. Nate, you just missed about a 90-yard bomb to Anthony Carter. Jesse Clark and Sammy Winder also have touchdowns as well as Advance Johnson reverse. Yeah. Advance Johnson reverse is the other touchdown.
It's been a surprisingly entertaining game.
Advance has been good. I hate the Broncos so much that I needed to leave.
Well, my Vikings defense is doing absolutely nothing. They haven't got a sack or a pick. Ah. He tried to go to Clarence K there. That might have been his first target this year.
No, his second.
Second?
It's a diving catch in week 1.
You want to
No, you go ahead.
take back over?
Mike Horan going to let it go. He's been
Horan.
quite impressive today. Let's see if he can drop this one inside the 5. Nope, just into the end zone.
Has he been Colton Schmidt impressive?
No, not even close.
Alex was wondering why people were named Haran back in these days.
Haran, famous band.
Jesse Clark is having a solid day. Were you here when Walker went down?
I was here when that was when I left.
I think that was the second play.
It was the second.
Clark, we were saying, isn't a bad pickup. He was having a good day. He's got a touchdown. He's pretty quick.
How often the Sims Herschel is hurt and Clark gets points.
He is running well.
He's not a.
Does he become the
beer.
Does he become the primary kick returner when Herschel's out, or is it?
He fills in. I don't know that he fills in as kick returner. He might.
Another thing we
I
noticed.
think he does. I think he fills in every spot that Herschel is out.
Nice.
Another thing we noticed, despite how much better Bobby Humphrey is, they give the ball to Sammy Winder way more for some reason. in
Yeah,
that
it's
position.
depressing.
He's been getting the ball a ton today, and he's really slow, but he does have a touchdown.
I'm not sure if that's personnel based or just luck of the draw for this particular game.
Mark Munford.
Draws in this game are anything but lucky.
And Steve Jordan. had a
Wow,
catch, I
look at all
believe,
that
there,
beer.
For, backup. Oh my God.
Long, Lupe.
And Jesse Clark, another one. 3rd and 2. Got almost all of it back there.
You could check.
This is a big.
You could check on the site to see what his physical condition was coming in. He might have been an excellent.
We don't know what he is now, though, so that's the point.
Alex, your beer.
My beer.
Wade. Oh, Wade just gets destroyed. Michael Brooks with the sack. Second one on this drive for the Broncos.
Try to do this one-handed.
And there's Jesse
Yeah.
Clark again, getting back some yards off the sack.
Hang on, I'm gonna do a Charlie Sardo impression. Hey, you want a stout? I got a stout here. I think you might like. I didn't care for it. I'm gonna get it for you.
Wade, Anthony Carter on the bomb again. Out of the end zone. And the game is over, so I'm going to go back to my my post. Exactly.
Look at Jesse Clark.
105 rushing. And a TV. That's incredible.
And a touchdown.
That was unexpected.
That puts him in the upper echelon of running backs in my mind. You think you getting him for another game? You are taking a swing there because he has been nothing short of fantastic when he gets the playing time.
He's like the Trudeau of running backs. Stretch it out, Caravello.
Caravello's back.
He stretched it out.
He stretched his hammy.
I got us
That was
cookies
the
because we're watching football and I want to eat something.
problem. Double filled.
For those watching, Billy Joe Tolliver is the only QB, or BJ Tolliver, I should say, is the only QB who started every game and has yet to have a pick, but he is in bad condition against a good Chiefs secondary.
Fierce
so we'll see,
secondary.
yeah.
I bet he throws multiples this game. The over-under's 1.5. I'll take the over.
I'll take the under.
And
4?
Anthony Miller's having an amazing season, by the way. 4 touchdowns and
Fumble.
Chargers got it back.
Chargers got it back.
Butts is having a good year, which bothers me because I hate him.
Bet is not looking good right now. The bet's off. I'm not going to do it.
That's the bet.
No, I'm not going to do it.
The bet's off. I'm not going to do it. But I don't want to
Alex,
do it.
You had asked about Jesse Clark before
Did I?
that game. He played from 83 to 90 for the Packers most of his career. He played then
He
for,
didn't even play in 91. As
No,
Anthony
so
Miller
yeah,
goes
he
for
was
a
done.
touchdown
He
here.
was done in 1990.
Actually, not quite.
Anthony
He gets to the
Miller-
8.
Oh, that is a
Anthony
slow
Miller
man.
is amazing. Adam, I'm still looking to trade for him, by the way. He played for Detroit and Phoenix in 88, and then Phoenix and Minnesota in 89.
Nobody
and then
wanted
Minnesota-
him. Well, 11 games for Phoenix, so they must have cut him.
Looks like he was mostly a backup. Had His most yardage in 85, he had 633 rushing yards and 5 TDs. Yeah, pretty much just backup
He was
numbers.
Green
He had
Bay,
a couple years with nothing.
So he's worthless.
Backup career.
Listed as fullback, it looks like,
Yeah.
in most years.
Those first couple of years.
So he's a plotter.
So yeah, so he was actually not in the league in this year.
In this year, so he must have been on the roster and they just didn't use him or cut him, or he got injured with osteoporosis, something like that. As John Carney, recent free agent pickup, gets a field goal.
He's out with a bone injury.
Have a cookie. Open him up and pass him around. As my man Todd McNair gains 4 return yards.
That's almost a
Almost a
fifth of
point. I do. I held on to him. On purpose.
Go
He's a
ahead.
good backup in case, I mean, the Chiefs' running game is pretty solid, so either one goes down and McNair becomes valuable.
Duperone is also having a pretty solid year. He's got 8 touchdowns.
He rescued his week last week with a couple to Rob Thomas. Rob Thomas and Drew Hill have combined for 8 catches and 8 touchdowns this season. As Chicken Alfredo, out of reach.
Get outside.
I'll take a pull, thank you.
Yeah, I'll take a pull as well. Oh,
Double cookie.
a double.
The double cookie, and we're ready. Thank you, Charlie.
All right.
Oh, that's a good cookie.
That's a real cookie right there.
We're really not professional, just chewing into the mic. Butts. He's just standing around. Nine yards. Going with pass number 1. It's got pick written all over it. Go to Butts. First down. Another one. Ooh, couple of missed tackles. Just hold on to the ball, you big idiot. Yeah, he's having a steady season, and I don't like it because I don't like him. But he's been better. This playbook, it's not my kind of playbook.
He's not amazing, but steady this year.
He's steady. Yeah. That's why I don't like it. And I'm probably overvaluing that, but when they call the flea flicker and it's blitzed on, he loses yards, even though it's not his fault. That's why I don't like him.
He's a victim of circumstance.
Yeah. Same with the Quinn early.
Rod the bod.
Same with the Quinn early reverse. If he doesn't get the pitch off, he loses the yards. So he's got
As opposed to if
extra-
he does get the pitch off and then Quinn loses the yards.
correct. Someone loses the yards. Flea flicker from the 3. Derek Thomas runs into a brick wall. That was great.
that?
His momentum carried him right into the scrum, and he bounced back.
Who's that, Ron Mix?
Look, he
in
looked
there?
like Wile E. Coyote.
Oliver going for
I
Anthony
don't think
Miller.
it was Ronnie Mix. I think Ronnie Mix played in the 70s,
70s, 80s,
80s. Who cares? Before we were alive.
20s.
Oh, they're going to Butts. Whoa! Nifty. Down to the 2. Left sideline.
The left
Got
sideline
stuck
is
in the tar.
quicksand,
Got
everybody.
stuck in the tar. I don't need to hear about how your moves are working out. You've scored 3 million points in 4 weeks.
Yes, but Polk had a monster week from Ingram, so I got a lot to make up. I got nothing from the Vikings defense. They didn't have a sack or a pick. So I
Wow,
got
that's
0
big.
points from them.
We had the Bills D. That's a good plus, like 10 for him in that particular exchange. Todd the Bod. Out to the 42.
And I still don't own Anthony Miller, which bothers me.
That should bother you.
Wonder if Adam's still watching.
Barry Word, who we haven't heard from since week 1.
He is slow and terrible. He has come back down to earth.
Yeah. That week 1 production is still carrying him in terms of overall ranking.
What the hell was that?
Bounced off a tackle. It was cool.
He shrugged a guy and then went the complete opposite direction. He literally bounced off
You remember
him.
DeBerg. Come on. Over to Chicken.
Nice coverage.
Yeah. Gave him the space and then shut it down. Not a very good start for this crew. I never think the Chargers will be in a shootout.
Wonderful punt.
Why don't I like them at all?
The Chargers?
It's the Quinn early reverse.
yes, it's Quinn
and
early.
and it's the flea flicker. I hate that little off-tackle flea flicker. I just hate that play. I love this play, though. The fake reverse sweep is a really effective play.
Look at that.
And the dive up the middle.
Super easy,
I love
30
the
yards.
single back dive as well. But I hate that run number 1, and I hate the flea flicker.
Here's one of those two. It is
But
run number
one's
1.
a little bit more effective this year than I remember.
Totally blocked well.
Yeah.
A lot depends on the defensive
I just
call
think it has a low
against it.
ceiling. I don't think that run ever yields anything good.
Sure. His butt's going to hang on to it.
His
he does.
speed. Do you know how fast Butts is overall when you
Whoa.
what? His speed is the same as Thurman Thomas's. He has a 63 overall speed, I believe. Either that or Bobby Humphrey, one of the two. I'd have to check the book now, but as
Anthony Miller.
Oh, wow, he is avoiding picks all over the. He's in bad. He's thrown in coverage 4 straight times.
He's going to throw it again.
I
Watch
don't
out,
mind-
everybody.
I
This
don't
could
mind-
go anywhere.
I don't mind how often he does look at Butts in the passing game.
There's the
your
interception.
pick.
Over-under's down to 0.5.
First pick of the year
there's
for
your
BJ
pick.
Tolliver.
Yeah, there's your
Sad-
pick.
Sad day.
I believe this is
Come
the
on,
first
DeBerg.
time Ricky
Air
has
it out.
needed to start him.
Air it out.
And it's his first pick and
Okoye
so far
bottled
worst
up.
game. Almost
Chiefs have
halftime.
done nothing on offense so far. Need to make a play here. Get it to Page. Nope. Again for Roberts. Good diving grab. They gonna go Lowry here? I think they are. Got to call the timeout first. No, they're going. I like it. It's early enough. Go play action. They do. Lots of time. Word over the middle. Leaping grab. No, he lets it go through his fingers.
Never see
and
that.
Never. A little EBB. 8-bit belly. Wow. A walk-off safety earlier today. By Varys.
You do not see that often.
Get off of Varys.
It's more of a blink.
Very nice little blink wink. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I thought it was an injury.
No injury. They're going shotgun here. DeBerg under pressure, looking. Quarterback keeper.
Not.
2nd and 20. Chiefs offense is stuck in neutral right now, or in reverse for that matter.
Oh,
I don't
God,
think you
this
get.
is not
I don't
the
think you get out of
recipe.
the mud with Barry Word. His mother was a
This
mudder.
is one of those games that makes you watch the Chiefs. You go, how did we ever think this team was good?
It's the running game, but they haven't utilized anything yet.
Ugh.
That's a decent play. First down. That's
Ah,
Word's
nice
most
little
effective pass play, easily. Had Thomas streaking alone. No big deal. It's how he normally streaks. Okoye.
Not a
Chance
lot
to
of
rumble.
fanfare.
Chance to rumble for Okoye. Nice move. Gain an extra 15. Down to the 15. Chiefs got to punch one in here.
I think they will.
Who do you like in the AFC West? It's the Raiders, right?
Gotta
I mean,
love the Raiders.
They've started
The Raiders
super
can't be
hot.
stopped. They just got to
How
run the
much,
ball.
how much of the Chiefs? What's the Chiefs' record though? They got to be up there.
Nobody's really paying attention
Raiders,
to
I
team
think, only
records. This is
lost-
like a real fantasy.
We should
game.
get into. We should get into a little
Raiders,
bit
I
of the
think, only
records here.
lost to the Oilers. I think that's their only loss.
That's
In
right.
overtime.
In overtime on the last play of the game, which normally happens that way. In overtime, play action time. Looking for Thomas. Incomplete.
At least I gave him a look.
Two that were thrown in the end zone, like inbounds in the end zone.
You
which
starting
is rare.
Rob Thomas?
Yeah, I had to.
Ugh.
I got no Drew Hill this week,
Well, that's
so I had
right.
to go with Rob Thomas, and I think Fenner is my flex against Indy.
Oh boy.
It's bad news. I got Montana. I'm banking on coming back. That could not happen. Where is that? I'm with you, Adam. I don't know what has happened to his productivity. He's got the potential to be a. He's kind of like in the Andre Reed category, but with a worse quarterback. But he can be super productive. That play action, he has a play action pass similar to the one that Reed gets a lot of production on. That if it's used right, they can really pump the ball to him. Haven't used it this year. Gone more running and more. Yeah, that's why I got the whole container.
They're hooked on the cookies. And it's a flea flicker.
Oliver on
And
a
he
flea
gets rid of
flicker,
the ball.
going for
Going to
Miller.
Anthony Miller and
Just a bit outside.
overthrows
Tried to
him
corner
badly.
missed.
This is a bad condition, mediocre quarterback who's played over his expected level.
Absolutely. Play action. Time.
Oh,
Bill Maas
boy.
has him wrapped.
Oh, boy. Bill Maas. Sam Lib backwards.
Lib. With 2 L's.
Lib.
Yib.
What's the punter's name backwards?
Deek.
Dedeek.
6-3. What are we watching? Bills Browns.
Yeah, this game has been
This
quite a
is awful.
disappointment. And they keep
Word
disappointing
Word
us.
has been a little bit better this game, but it's nothing to write
No.
home about here.
He's a guy who always got a good amount of work, but he was never good enough to do anything with it.
I'll take a water, actually.
I'll take one,
That'd be
too.
great. Thanks. 1 second left here in the third. Looking for our 10th point. And we're not getting it.
Both teams are struggling to figure out how can I get exactly 1 point.
What if I straddle the end line and take half a safety?
What if I
DeBerg
hold a gun
looking
to
for
the
Roberts.
ref's head and
Good
hold him
catch.
hostage?
First down.
Bert Grossman
They have got to
jumping on the
let
pile.
Sometimes you got to let it fly, you know?
Paul
You can-
is
you can put it on
on
the
with
table,
the
thank you.
waters. Thank you.
Okoye off the left side, runs into a tackle. Man, he's been ineffective today.
As has everybody on offense
Everyone,
in this game.
everywhere. Butts has a couple decent runs and a catch. Word again for 10 yards.
This
first
is no
down.
Saints Falcons. We know that.
Man, that was a good one. Eric Martin with 4. Easily
Miller
the
with,
leader
no catches
in
for Adam.
fantasy points in a single game so far this year with over 50 for Eric Martin, currently leading the league.
Is he player of the week?
Hands down.
Was it Word previous to that?
He had 49.7. Yeah, so I think he was. Oh, need this one. Oh, need it! Get up,
Get in!
you
No,
slow
he doesn't
idiot!
get in.
Oh, man!
10 points. You
There,
missed
Adam,
out
we're
on.
even.
Yeah, that was for that.
That was
stop
for the
at the
kneel
goal line.
Yeah, and Okoye gets the hawk
Oh,
as Polk walks in there. Yeah, Polk's got him. Gets a free touchdown there.
Pokoye.
You need to be destroyed. You've had quite the run of luck. Yeah, he had 3 from QB Bills. He's got Okoye with a touchdown. Ingram had, 3? He didn't start Ernie Jones. I don't know what he did that game. He's got Perry Kemp in. Bills' defense was good. Lowry currently has 4. He's got Keith Jackson, man, which is my favorite Mega Man villain. Marion Butts. And incomplete because Tolliver's actually crap.
Here comes Nate's favorite formation, and it's going to be
hate it.
another
I
flea
hate
flicker.
the flicker.
Nobody's open, though. Watch out.
Come on, pick. Oh, I was hoping for my win.
That could have been it. That would have been number
2:29
2.
left. Hey, they got to throw.
Miller's got about 5 targets. in
They
no
gotta
catches,
throw.
I believe.
Yeah, but he's so good, right, Paul? Go to Butts again.
Why doesn't he have 12 targets?
Oh, there it is.
There's the-
got
there's
my
the bet
second
win.
interception with no touchdowns. There's a
Both,
nice
I
day
believe,
from
right
Tolliver.
after talking about how he didn't
This,
throw one on the previous pass.
Boy, Ricky's going to be pissed that he could have started Bernie Kosar and gotten more points.
Or he could Tolliver any other week and he was amazing until
I
this
know.
week.
This
He's
is the first
terrible.
week he's been bad.
Them's the breaks, Ricky.
Another blitz. Chargers have been all over this offense today.
Chargers is a defense that we had ranked pretty highly.
They don't have turnovers. They're
There's
just
really
kinda,
no explanation for it.
They're just kind of hanging around. Page,
Junior
middle.
Seau.
Whoa, in triple coverage.
That was an
Lowry?
impressive throw, but
Lowry chance?
No.
They're going for it.
This
Up
is
4.
This is my kind of team.
Their coach Marty Schottenheimer at this time, I think.
Love it.
Impressive.
And it's a perfect call, and it should work. It's a
fine.
Koye.
Whoa, the
First
outstretched
down.
Arms.
That
And
is.
that's-
Oh!
Oh no!
Wow. The inopportune timing, and now
And
there
look
is
at
a
this.
chance, and they're going deep
Tolliver with a chance to redeem himself
right away.
He's got
a
men
chance.
open. He's got
he has
early
time.
up top.
Going for Bernstein down the middle. Whoa, good late coverage by Darren Sherry. Going again with the top pass here.
He's gonna chuck it.
Has time.
Players
Looking.
all over the
finds
field.
the right guy and missed him. No,
No,
it
he
wasn't
threw to the
intended
wrong
for him.
guy badly.
Threw to the wrong guy badly.
And they're gonna try it again. Same
Aaron
play.
badly. Tolliver with his
Uh-oh.
legs.
What do you
Lets
do?
it go.
Oh,
Gives
there's
it to
Rod.
Bernstein. First down.
13 seconds.
Got a chance.
One more play. Let's get it off.
This is when I would encourage the flea flicker. They won't run it, though. They're stupid. They're going to run a reverse to Quinn early. Oh, this game is so dumb.
Boy, that
This
is-
game is so
That is really hard to
dumb.
fathom. Oh, do they deserve to lose or what?
It was exciting until that play. Anthony Miller with a 63-yard grab. Butts had 64, and I think he had a long catch in there, so he had probably 10 in a very lackluster game. DeBerg with
That was just
111
a-
and
yeah,
0
That's a
touchdowns.
game that
Ugh.
nobody really
Blech, blech.
bothered
Move on.
showing up.
Move on. Move on.
Moving on to the next game. Where is the Niners?
Niners are later, and they play the Raiders
Yeah, that's the game.
in the California Bowl.
We got Barry Sanders and excellent in this game.
This is going to be a
Is
show.
Andy still on the Vinny train? Is he starting
He is.
again?
He didn't start Walsh this week, who had a monster week. Could have been
How
big for
about,
him.
Yeah, Rodney Pete has been.
Rodney Pete's been pretty good with his
I think
legs.
He's one of the.
Only has
I
3
think-
touchdowns.
But he's like number 4 overall in rushing, I think.
He is. Rushing has saved a lot of quarterbacks with mediocre passing stats to being high fantasy performers in this version. Because we devalue passing touchdowns in this. They're only 4 points. But Gary Anderson RB for a yard. Reggie Cobb is being started in this game by Dave as he takes one up the middle for 1, 2, 3 yards. I counted him as he took his steps.
I've never. I don't think that's a very good sign if you're able to do that.
Jerry Ball's blowing
Whoa!
off the line. Vinny is
Elusive
spry.
Vinny.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Look at this guy. Speaking of quarterback rushing, saving mediocre passers.
Really is.
There's another example. They're
Going shotgun.
Taken to the air here.
Ball again.
Well
going a hill.
covered.
Incomplete. Vinny beats the blitz pretty well.
Yeah.
Or the pressure pretty well.
Well, he's very wise. That's what
willing
gets
to
him
let it go.
playing into his 50s.
Jerry Ball again blows up the
And there
center.
goes Vinny.
Here he goes again. Good blitz pickup. Good
Man,
first
he
down.
can move.
His quarterback speed's the same as Rodney Pete's.
That's amazing.
His foot speed, yeah.
What
Down
an
to the
athlete.
12.
What a player.
The fake
oh,
to Anderson
perfect
now.
fake.
Out to the 10, 7-yard line.
Call me crazy, but I think these Bucks are destined for big things.
Then you're crazy.
Zing!
Oh,
Nah.
I didn't beat it
Yeah,
that time.
I take that back.
Ball.
That was anything but impressive.
One sack.
That
You
was
know what?
very-
They're bums. They're all
very,
bums.
Very humbling. Throw the damn ball.
Let's it go. Anderson. And caught touchdown!
Wow, that had no business being complete.
Gary Anderson, yes. He is a starting running back.
thinking of
You know,
Reggie Cobb.
you know who he's started for? Adam.
Oops.
Yeah, Adam's got him. Big touchdown for him. I'm so happy for you, bud. So happy. So glad you got a touchdown.
You sound happy.
Frickin' Gary Anderson. Gary Anderson doesn't score, and he scores this week.
Very
Gosh,
quickly, actually.
Terrible.
He could score.
On a couple
he
of-
could score
On
again.
a couple of drive extending scrambles amidst blitzes.
Let's enjoy the speed that is Barry Sanders. Get him the ball again and don't do that. There it is. Watch out.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Shifty
Yowza.
Barry.
Wow.
Give it to him again.
Good play call. Got Clark. Are you serious, Clark? Yeah, 2% is 2% too high, Adam.
And there
Going
goes
for
Aubrey.
Over the middle.
Grown man named Aubrey.
Yeah, very little respect. All right, run and shoot formation. They're going Sanders on the draw again. Detroit in a rare home game, moving left to right. They're in the bottom half of the league, geographically.
You're
Don't
right.
get to go left to right very often. As Eugene Merv with the sack. The worst defense coming into this week, I believe, had 4 sacks and no interceptions on the year. I think it's the Packers, and I think the Browns have 5 and no interceptions on the year. It's bad.
The Browns
Those
have been
two defenses.
putrid.
Oh, the Seahawks are terrible too.
Oh, these teams. Yes.
From a stat standpoint, I don't think he's
Mayfield
that great.
Is good, but
Is
I
he?
mean, the evidence is there. He's not good.
Fulcher is having a decent season, which I like to see. So is Browner. He's doing great. Was that the 56-10 in the Bavaro Bowl?
The
Yeah.
Bavaro Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice start.
uh-oh.
There
Ray
goes Crockett.
Crockett. There's a great Tecmo name. So that's how the Bucks do. Pete going to take off. He keeps it. Adds to that impressive
down.
rushing total so far this year. They got Barry Sanders in the backfield.
Yeah, they don't want to
Got to use him.
They've only given it to him up the middle.
And a nice looking pass there.
Ooh, dive and grab by Robert Clark.
Laying out.
Richard Johnson, starting receiver, still looking for his first catch of the year. And Pete calls his own number, and he scores.
That's a great little play.
It's so annoying, isn't it? It's part of what you sign up for with Barry Sanders.
I'm not a fan of having no Oiler games this week.
Yeah, that does bother me. What's the team that you like watching that you shouldn't? Because they're bad.
The Jets.
You like watching the Jets?
Kind of.
Really?
Yeah.
Chargers.
You shouldn't like watching the Jets. They are awful.
I like their offense.
What do you like about them?
I like Altoon.
Okay.
I like Blair Thomas when he's in good condition.
I like Rob Moore and Freeman McNeil and
Yep.
Terrence Mathis.
Okay.
You got
This
you got
is
Clifton
terrible.
and Bird back there. I don't know. I just picked the Jets off the top of my head. Maybe there's a better answer.
No.
I'd say Chargers because I like Anthony Miller.
Oh, I hate watching the I hate watching the Chargers so much. I hate them. In this particular game, I actually in real life I like watching the Chargers, but in this I loathe watching the Chargers.
You know what? Colts too, maybe.
You like watching the Colts?
Kinda.
Okay, Colts I can get.
Yeah.
Colts have a chance.
George, I like watching him better without
What about George?
A lot of those NFC East teams I hate. I hate watching Dallas.
Oh,
Dallas-
is brutal.
Yeah, Dallas is one I don't love watching. You know who I don't hate
I
watching?
hate watching Phoenix.
Whoa, nice throw to Sanders. Wow, this is going to turn into a big play. We gotta take it. I'm a huge fan of watching the Packers in this, and I don't know why, because they're not
Yeah.
that great.
No, the Packers, they're
Because
fun.
Tom Mikowski's the man.
We know Paul loves his Packers, and we know why.
I also don't mind watching the Saints for some reason.
It's
Maybe it's because
Yeah.
they're so terrible. I can't look away.
Robert Clark, is he started by Joe? I know
He
Joe's-
is in favor of Duper. He has not put Duper in, and Clark with a touchdown.
Packers also, I think, in my opinion, Sterling Sharp is the best on that reverse play, so that's more fun to watch than other teams.
Yeah, it is a fun one. What are the other teams? Oh, I love watching the Eagles. I mean, they're a pretty good team overall, but actually watching their offense, because most of it just flows through QB Eagles.
Yeah.
I love watching him
Possibly this week.
load it up.
That could be a McMahon week. Yeah, we got to watch out. And if he plays, he's going to do really well because he's a backup.
Yeah, the story of the week last week was all the backups. And Pat Beach, 3 touchdowns.
And the Patriots beating the Oilers.
I think. Do you know what the record is for most touchdowns in the game by a tight end? In real life.
I do.
I mean,
not.
in fake life, it could be anything. It's fake life. You could say whatever you want and be right.
I do not know either.
I don't think a 70-yard field goal is happening here, Adam. It's a valiant thought, but
68-yarder happened 2 games ago.
yeah, that was dynamite. Down 11, actually. So it made it way more meaningless. 5 touchdowns in a game by a tight end.
And who was it?
Kellen Winslow
No kidding.
from Fouts, yes.
That sounds like a moment.
The only other guy with 5 touchdowns in a game is Jerry Rice. Sorry, receiving touchdowns.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Do you know who has 5 rushing touchdowns in a game?
Sean Alexander.
believe-
Alexander's one of them. I think there are a few people tied with it. A little
Ricky
EVP
Waters,
there.
I believe, has 5.
Could be 5? Okay.
For some reason. I don't know why I could look that up, I'm sure. But I don't know why I remember.
LT have any 5 touchdown games in his monster year?
He must have. I feel like he had 4
I
a
think
couple
he had
of times.
4 a couple. You're probably
A couple
right.
of times, but 5 was
Man, they are
Tough to come
committed
by.
to that draw up the middle. They're not going to give him the ball in space.
you got to
That's
get it to him in
frustrating.
space. He makes his own space.
Oh, boy. Oh, the dive.
Wow.
That was through triple coverage. Great pass. Great.
And the Bucks
You know
secondary is not a laughing
they
matter.
don't need Barry Sanders. They got Rodney
Wow.
Pete. and
He
they
almost
throw-
pitched it out of bounds.
Barry made an incredible effort just to keep that ball from hitting into the bleachers.
Okay, 5 touchdowns. I was correct. Ricky Waters has 5 in the game. Former Bill Cookie Gilchrist with 5.
Hey.
James Stewart, the former Jaguar. Jim Brown and Clinton Portis are the running backs with 5 touchdowns.
Alexander didn't have one?
He might have had a receiving touchdown.
He had 4 at some point. Look for Sean Alexander on there.
LaDainian Thompson at 4. I know you asked about him.
Look for Sean Alexander.
There's a
No,
lot.
There he
must
is.
have 4.
He must have caught one or
No, you know what happened in that week? He had 4 in the first half, and they stopped giving him the ball. I'm pretty sure that happened. Click on that game, Alec, or wherever the hell you are, Paul.
Rob Moore.
Against the Texans in 2005. Click on that. Go down a little bit and check out the score and when Seahawks actually scored. I think it was Alexander 4 times in the first half. Nope, he had his
Yeah?
fourth.
Oh, wait, no,
He had his 4th in the 4th quarter. He had 3 in the first half. Then Dominic Willie. Oh gosh.
Maurice Morris.
Oh no, he had. Oh no, his 3rd was in there. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. I feel like he had 5 though at some point.
Did he have like 3 rushing, 2 receiving someday
I think
or
this,
something?
is this total touchdowns or just rushing touchdowns? Oh, okay. Maybe it was total touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, this is so Ricky Waters.
He was not a big
Joe Chris,
receiver,
James
though.
Stewart, Jim Brown, and Clinton Portis are the only players with 5 rushing.
I don't remember Portis doing it. I mean,
It was 03.
he obviously did.
I mean, we were 1 year out of high school. We can't remember what was going on.
That's true. We were down in mighty packs.
I'm like, now, we're polishing off a whole double stuffed Oreo pack.
That's like 100 stuffs. There's Sean.
Dub Jones.
Most total touchdowns are 6. Gale Sayers and Dub Jones.
There's Alexander. Look at the 2002 game.
5 touchdowns. Yeah.
Look at that one.
And there's your Ricky Waters, too.
Look at how many he had in the first half. Pretty sure he had all 5 in the first half.
He sure did.
Yeah, 5 in the first half, and they stopped giving him the ball. Could have easily set the record, and they'd stop giving him the ball. 80-yard pass from Dilfer.
80 yards.
Gary Anderson, the
And then
kicker,
4
was
rushing
playing.
touch. Wait a minute, 4 rushing touchdowns. I didn't see that in the.
We didn't go
we
far
didn't go
down
far
the
enough
list
down.
to-
Yeah,
He would have been on the list
because
again.
they were listed chronologically, I
So then,
believe.
yeah, and then like you said, Rice and Winslow.
Bryson Winslow with
Waters here,
receiving.
yeah. A lot of older players in here.
Look at the Winslow game.
1981. 55 points they scored.
Yeah, Fouts had quite a career actually. I haven't looked at it much, but when I did see it recently, he had all of his touchdowns. Oh no, he had 3 in the second half. As Rolf Benerski kicked the extra points.
That's impressive you were able to pronounce that.
With 43,000 passing yards
Yeah.
in his career, 254 touchdowns. I mean, for back then, that's very
Now,
good.
what I thought was always interesting about Fouts, if you look at his passing yards that he
no,
led
that's
the league with, he had 3 straight years of 4,000 yards from 79, 80, and 81.
impressive.
He then led the league the next year with 2,000 less yards. Was there a strike
That
or
was the
something in
strike
82?
year.
Okay. So that makes a lot more sense.
That's it. 4,000 yards in 79.
Well, wait a minute.
That's
He
pretty
played
impressive.
9 games. So in 9 games he
Yeah.
had that. All right, so that makes sense.
That's a lot of passing yards for the 70s.
Oh, it's a ton.
Yeah,
he was way up
they
there.
were
I mean,
innovative.
they had Allworth, they had Charlie Joyner, they had Kellen Winslow. They were loaded at
What a dive.
Robert Clark's having a day.
Good for Joe.
Sorry to those of you enthusiasts who have been following this Detroit game. I'm pretty sure we have a Robert Clark touchdown, we have a Rodney Peete touchdown, and then something that we weren't watching. So
Did anybody, nobody else watched it. Does anybody watch? Adam's watching. He could tell us who scored.
you were talking Eagles.
Whoa,
and
what
it
a
was
block.
60 something, wasn't it? Who was that? Sanders? Oh gosh.
I think that was a Robert Clark complete wipeout block.
Hey, I needed it. I'm having a rough week. Poke is killing me, I think. So I needed that from Sanders. Big.
Paul, you sound like the billionaire class complaining about taxes. Would you shut up? Oh, I'm having a rough week. I'm only 3-1 with 6 million points. I got to make sure I pack away. No, you don't. There are people starving, Paul. Shut up.
If Poke beats me, he's ahead of me.
Yeah. So, what difference? This is the mentality. This is the mentality that leads to the crap that we're seeing in America today, and the world. Paul, you're part of the problem.
Paul
Postgame
is
coming up.
part of the problem.
This just in.
Adam's been listening to these records little on who scored. So
No, okay, that sounds about right. Yeah, who cares about who scored?
I'm glad that we could provide some useful.
It was
stats.
probably Barry, because he's great. Or it was Rodney Peete sneaking a Barry touchdown. Nice throw, Vinny, you idiot. To Ray Crockett, and it doesn't count. Andy gets his 2 points back.
That's total bullshit. I don't know how to say it.
It's a fake pick. Rodney calls his own number. From the 47 down to the 45, and gets a block. First down.
What a freeing block.
Comes up. Doink.
And that man went flying.
Fourth quarter, 31-7. What a rout.
Man, this one got out of hand, didn't it? Uh-oh.
Who has the
About
Bucks
to be
touchdown?
even worse.
Oh, it was Gary Anderson. The only guy I didn't need to score. Got it. Terry Greer.
Oh, the Lions have the Oilers pass number 2.
When I would, we talked about this a lot. When we would watch the Sabres back in their 06, 07 years and stuff like that, when they were so much fun to watch. Very nice touchdown. As they would go, and then they get a breakaway, and you go, it's just Greer. I say the same thing. I say the same thing when it's Terry Greer. It doesn't matter what Greer it is.
There were 12 guys on the team. You'd be excited if you saw him on a breakaway.
Exactly.
And Greer was at
for
the
that
bottom of that list.
For that matter, if former Bill Donovan Greer were to be on a breakaway, I'd say the same thing. It's Spazway. He'll screw it up.
Jabari Greer got mentioned on this broadcast last
Jabari
week.
Greer would be a good one to
Yeah,
name.
so Nate,
He had the pick against the Rams for the touchdown when we started 4-0 in that fake
Yes.
good season. Yeah.
I don't think you were listening at that time, but me and Alex.
I try not to listen.
Alex had brought up Terrence McGee, and I mentioned him as a player.
Vinny felt bad about not getting credited with that last pick.
I mentioned Terrence McGee as a player from that era that I don't hate from the Bills. So we tried to come up with players we don't hate from that era. It's very difficult. We came up with McGee, Jabari Greer was one, Fred Jackson obviously.
I hate Jabari Greer for not proving he was good until after we let him go.
He was awesome.
I thought he was good for the Bills.
Well, I hate that he didn't make the Bills see that
Oh.
because I wanted him to play more. No, I liked Jabari Greer. as a
Interception
player.
on the last play of the game. He could have run it in, and he didn't.
Kyle's easy. Kyle's easy.
45
Jackson,
points
those
would
are all
have been
easy.
big.
It's tough. We were coming up with it's tough.
Fred Jackson is easy.
We, yeah, McGee is. a
Or
guy
even if
we
it's
don't
guys
hate.
unique to
Look,
you that
look.
you
All the stuff
particularly
that came
like.
out after for Travis Henry, but I liked him as a runner.
Aaron Schobel for Adam. He says, "See, I don't."
Schobel was a bum.
I felt he was like fake
Schobel was a
good.
bum. He was fake good.
Um,
I'm sorry, as a pass rusher, when you say you guys care too much about sacks, you can go play somewhere else.
and then the next
You guys care too much about
Yeah,
that.
you're not counting pressures. Well, you know what? I'm
We were
counting
gonna
the
bank-
money
we
we
get a call
pay.
from a customer.
The Trudeau train has come to the station. He could get killed again.
But
We
still,
don't know.
Rosenbach didn't have a good game.
Yeah,
It's
Rosenbach was
I
terrible.
I had nothing to
You
lose.
traded out nothing. And Trudeau could come in, and it takes him 2 minutes to score 30 points. Doesn't matter.
It's true. He had a monster game in the game he didn't start.
A guy I didn't hate that a lot of people hated was Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that's only because he wasn't great, but coming off like
I
Trent
do love
Edwards-
people that aren't great.
Trent Edwards and like just boring quarterbacks. Like at least he tried. I mean, he had like 20 interceptions.
At least he tried.
At least he tried.
So did Tyler Thigpen.
For all of you ladies out there, Paul is desperate for anyone who will try.
No, I'm just saying.
Wyman.
After coming off Trent Edwards, it was
Oh,
like, hey, this
no.
guy actually throws down the field. It was he's a guy I don't hate. I didn't love him, but yeah, I didn't hate him.
Okay.
Oh no.
There was so much to hate about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
All right, well, you know what? This conversation
But-
is over. Jesse Husker just had a catch. Forget it. Never mind. Pretend I didn't
What?
bring it up.
No, but all right, you acknowledged leading into the conversation. You said a lot of people think I'm crazy, and then you got mad that I thought you're crazy. So I think that's a little bit of a dissonance there.
Another weird one,
Denoris
too.
Searcy?
Oh, you know, I thought he was decent, and when we got rid of him, yeah, he wasn't bad. I could agree with that.
Aaron Williams as well.
So you
By
like?
the way-
Hang on a second. You guys are into the players that preceded Hyde and Poyer, but you're into the person that succeeded Trent Edwards for the opposite reason. You should hate Searcy because of how good Hyde and Poyer have been, and you should hate
I
Fitzpatrick.
feel like we had somebody bad
Like-
in between Searcy. Oh,
Nice job, Jeff.
Hyde and Poyer.
First pick for the Seahawks
We
this
had,
year.
like, Duke Williams or something in between Searcy and Hyde and Poyer.
We also had Aaron Williams hurt a lot, which is why Duke Williams had to play. Okay, Fitzpatrick I could stomach, but I was not a fan of Fitzpatrick's per se.
I wouldn't say I was a fan. He's a guy
I'll say this:
he's a guy
I was optimistic during that early good start, and I was actually it took some convincing for me to say we shouldn't pay him when he had started that way, because we were so thirsty for a quarterback at the time. But no, there were so many things still about his game that you kind of went, don't do this, don't do the long term thing with him, and then they did, and he proceeded in the Ryan Fitzpatrick life cycle, which is, as we all know, get a backup job, play well enough,
Wait till the starter gets hurt.
wait till the starter gets hurt, play well enough to cause a controversy, get paid, suck, get cut, get a backup job, and then you just repeat that cycle.
Making tens of millions of dollars each time.
Vote for Donnelly.
He's made an entire career on that. He's been
That's
leading
what he's
since,
done.
like, 05
He
or
started with
something.
with the Rams,
Yep.
and then the Bengals, and then the Bills, and then the Jets, and then the Texans, and then the Texans. I don't know if he was a Titan,
He was Texans, Titans, Jets, and Bucks.
and now
after
Bucks.
that.
So he's what is he? The Ricky Henderson of football. He's played for every team. Anyway, I
He's got
I was
tenure.
not a big fan of Fitzpatrick. You know who I liked a lot being on our team. Well, Evans, I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Save the unfortunate end of his career, I think.
Where's that guy going?
Albert? Peanuts, popcorn. Apparently, he saw a cat. Just had to go save it.
I would say Evans is the guy I don't hate.
By the way, you know who has Albert Bentley?
Folks.
J Poke, baby.
Evans is the guy I don't hate, but I didn't love because he had one play, and that
I always wanted.
He had chemistry with Lossman, which I never.
Yeah, I
understood.
always wanted more out of Evans, but I always rooted for. I always had this like soft spot for Evans. I never really loved Stevie Johnson.
Neither did I. I was never a Stevie guy.
Stevie, I always felt would have been better at like as a number 2, but he was always like the guy for us, and he just wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
One of my
Yeah,
opinion, like,
Because Donald Jones
was the
penciled in as our
two.
number 2.
and David Nelson was our number 3.
Thank
And
God
we were
Buffalo.
set there.
Thank God Buffalo wised up and started firing Donald Jones from jobs after his playing career. Hi, Donald. You want to be on the radio? No, this has to end.
Donald
Tasker's
Jones.
not much better to listen to. He's a bit of a good old boy, but anyway, yeah, Donald Jones. Who was the other one? Oh, David Nelson, the world's slowest player.
According to Jim, he was the slowest player in the NFL.
Oh my goodness. So the guys I didn't hate.
Lumbering oaf. He's like Manute Bowl out there.
The guys I didn't hate on the team. It is tough to think about guys I didn't hate on the team.
So many you hate. Dwan Edwards.
I
There's
really-
so many you hate.
I really hated Tim Anderson.
Yeah.
I really hated Chris Kelsay. I
Yeah.
really hated. I
White
didn't hate
defensive
yeah, I
linemen
mean,
are tough to like.
The reason I didn't hate this guy is because there were never any expectations. I didn't hate Ryan Denny. Like whatever, you're a rotational defensive lineman. You're not worthy of having an emotion tied to you.
You know who I didn't hate was Jason Peters.
Yeah, how about that?
We gave multiple contract extensions to Kelsey for big money.
The day after he signed his 5-year, $25 million contract, he swung at air trying to tackle LaDainian Tomlinson, the Jet. So he's in the decline of his career. He tried to tackle him, and he just whiffed at air, and it was so poetic and perfect.
We also talked about like Spikes and Fletcher Baker. Like,
Oh, I
Yeah.
loved Spikes. I was
Yeah.
a big London Fletcher fan. I liked Fletcher a lot.
Those teams were easy to like.
and the teams were-
Bledsoe teams.
Yeah,
we
the
were-
04-05 defense was easy to like.
Yeah, we were so like shortly removed from good teams that we,
Trudeau,
we thought we were
Trudeau.
that's the second pick, by the way.
Yes, it is. After having 0 through 4 weeks, the Seahawks have sprung to life.
I think that's where like McGee came in. Like McGee was on those teams. Like you guys didn't hate on those.
McGee was all right.
from those years.
You know who I hated a lot?
Go Simpson.
Ashton Yabodi. The other Co Simpson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ashton Yabodi. I think he was a 3rd-round pick the same year we took Whitner and McCargo.
And
Yeah.
Co Simpson.
You know who I didn't
Ellison
hate?
was that year too.
Barely was George Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
George Wilson. Yeah, I actually,
Position conversion. He was a better safety than receiver.
that was a good story that he went from
How
receiver to safety.
was it? Or was it the Bills saying, you're good enough to catch the ball? Oh, wait. Never mind. Do something else.
Well, we need something for you.
I will agree. I like George Wilson. He's a guy.
He was all right. I think safeties in general are easy to like because on our team they lead the league in tackles and attempts and picks and everything because our other players can't do anything.
Right.
I didn't love Coy Ware. There's just safety.
What is going on right now?
What happened?
We got too much going on in the screen. We got a Nintendo too many sprites glitch going on there. Or maybe they thought Fenner again. We have to shut down. Oh, 7-Up. Sorry, this is a 7-Up house. Alex just informed me with the bottle. Vote for Donnelly.
No sprites,
Somebody was
please.
like in the crowd.
What's that?
There was like a Seahawks player like laying in the crowd.
Which one was it? David Wyman. I think so. Maybe it was Bosworth. Jeff George looking.
Oh God, he got murdered.
Wow. But he stood up
Canning.
to it, and that start was made by your own Jim Parker.
The Bill Brooks?
Yes, he
Future
started
Bill.
Bill Brooks.
Current Bill. Constant Bill.
Current constant Bill.
Started by anybody?
No, I did not start him this week. I went with Montana. He got injured, and he sat one game, so he can sit another one, possibly. He's 50-50.
Oddly enough, me and Alex were talking about last week all the good backup quarterbacks. The worst one was Steve Young. He had a terrible game.
He had 6 points.
The one you would think would be the best.
He had 6 points, which Yeah, odd to see that he didn't put up that much. Who else did you like from those teams? No linemen. Absolutely no offensive linemen. There, no offense. Chris Valerio, Mike Williams, Mike Gandy, Benny Fowler,
Demetrius
Benny Anderson.
Bell.
Sorry, Demetrius Bell.
Melvin Fowler, you're getting your back.
No, it
Yeah,
was Jason
Melvin
Peters.
Fowler.
Two-ton Reyes.
T. Wharton? No, we didn't have him.
Duke Preston.
Yeah. Duke Preston. Ugh. Scratch golfer, Duke Preston.
Well, that makes me hate him more.
It should.
Like, yeah, the line.
Trey Teague. What a great name. Reamersma was a little too early at him. It was, Reamersma was like the 02. No, he was 01
Yeah.
and
He
prior.
was on the
So-
02 team that was good, and
I
then
liked Reamersma, but that was a little early.
that was it.
Yeah, he wasn't on he wasn't in the drought long enough to really consider with this, I think.
I'm thinking like post Bledsoe. He was here with
Yeah.
Bledsoe.
Tight ends are another position you hate.
Oh.
Mark Campbell.
No.
All of them.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Derek Schumann was on the Bills
Yeah.
for like 4 years.
Yeah, we trusted him with playing time.
About it, like,
Derek Schumann.
Robert
Dave
Royal was so
Moore.
hateable.
Robert Royal.
Sean Nelson.
Derek Dockery. Langston Walker. These fat idiots.
At a Bills game, when
Larry Triplett.
when we were down by the hole,
Marcus Stroud.
Stroud. We traded a third for Stroud, and we're like, yes!
Jim
A
once
mess.
told,
Jason Gilden.
Mark Anderson.
Ahanatu.
Excited about him too. Chidi Hanadu, I was excited about. At once,
I liked Mario.
when we were
Me
There was
He
nothing.
played well.
I liked
He
Mario,
was great.
but that was late in the
On the
drought.
great year.
Yeah, it was late in the drought.
by the field once, Jim told Robert Royal that he's a 30 ranking in Madden and dropping every day on his online roster updates.
30.
Thank you for Jim for informing Robert Royal, a man who undoubtedly played Madden and knew this information.
You know, by the way, have you seen the new roster?
By the way, have you
updates?
seen the new roster?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too real, Coach. I can't go out there.
I created a player with my own name, and he's better than you.
And I didn't give him any other attributes. I just took what they gave me. Jacob Green, real player, real nice career, and got a sack. Seahawks defense is lighting it up, even though they're losing by 14. Oh, Hest.
Hest.
You want to know something else? Andy continues to show love to Irving Fryer over Jesse Hester, and he sat him again
Ooh.
this week.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough to stomach.
2 touchdowns now for George, finally working his way back. What about George?
Who's Cartwright? Of course I'm not
And they are
Cartwright.
massacring the Seahawks here. The Seahawks are terrible this year.
No,
Wow.
they're just doing what they're supposed to do.
Paul, scroll up for us on the audio. Just make sure we still got sound coming through. Paul, do something. Okay, we got audio. What happened there where it wasn't working? But the beauty of it, this is a lesson to you kids out there. IT, and my wife studies IT, and she will yell at me for this. Or she'll say, don't give away this secret.
Everyone knows the secret. they just don't say it.
95% of it is just turn it off and back on again.
It is always
I think step
the
one
first
of,
advice.
Step one of building anything is make sure it works if you turn it off and back on again.
The IT department anywhere is 20 guys. 19 of them are trained to say that.
This
One guy knows how to handle everything else.
IT is the post office in Seinfeld. Of course, nobody needs mail, and nobody needs IT. What do you think? You're so smart for figuring that out? But you don't know the half of what goes on here, Kramer. So just walk away, Kramer. Walk away.
Names Adam just brought up: Josh Stamer and Coy White.
Josh Stamer. I like
Josh Stamer. No, who was the other
I like
Josh
Sam
Stamer?
Adams.
I did too. I considered him too early. for
The
me,
other
but-
Josh Stamer was Mario Hagan.
Yeah, you're correct.
Mario Hagan, Angelo Crowell.
Angelo Crowell.
He was
Spoon,
awful.
Brandon Spoon.
Brandon Spoon is the other one.
How about Jeff Posey?
Jeff Posey. Yeah, taken from the Texans. We're like, this guy's going to be something.
They're an expansion team, and well, they're so good that
We'll
we
take
can
any
use their
player from
cast
them.
offs.
Yeah.
How about one of Nate's favorites, Josh Reed, with his 10
Oh.
career touchdowns when he started? pretty much his entire
Absolutely
career.
loathe Josh Reed. Loathe. I hate that there's a newscaster named Josh Reed who reports on the Bills. I hate it. I hate that.
You know
because
who
it gives credibility to the name, and it shouldn't have it.
I wish I didn't
John
hate.
L. for Jim.
I wish I didn't hate Brian Scott, but you associate him with so many hateable decisions.
I kind of agree with that. Like,
Yeah.
Brian Scott was a decent safety. And then they were like, hey,
Right.
play a position you're not built for. Okay.
Let's do it for another couple of years.
Same with Keith Ellison. Only he came into the league at linebacker.
He came in. He's like, you play special teams. Yeah, sure. Do you want to start? Not really. All right, you're starting.
But a guy now, I think one of the most fascinating Bills careers, actually not Bills career, but career in general that has ended on the Bills is Lorenzo Alexander.
He's awesome.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
He's an O lineman.
I thought,
He was an O and D lineman, I believe, and then he
They
shed
didn't have a
like
position
60
for
pounds.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Bentley
last year,
is rumbling.
Yeah, that's great. I'm playing again. I thought last year, or this past season, the 2018 season, was his best year. I thought he was amazing this year. I thought he was one of our best defenders. He was all over the place.
He's coming back.
He is coming back
Yeah,
for
I'm glad
another
they gave
one.
him another deal. Nate got to talk to him at the draft this year for a little bit.
Just for a little bit. He's a monster. And he's like a reasonably sized human being. Oh, double for Hester.
And they
He's
are
like,
just killing them.
I like to see the Colts willing to air it out. They will do that. Sink or swim. They let it fly.
And that's why they're kind of fun to watch.
Jeff George will trick you into thinking he's not terrible, like every so often. He was the first overall pick, so.
When the buys hit, he'll be of value. I think the NFC West is on bye next week, so all the Niners and Rams and everyone are on bye.
That's
So
one of your quarterbacks
If
as well.
Montana doesn't come back this week, I got to wait another week to have him.
Ooh.
That sucks.
Ooh, that does
That's
suck.
missing like 3 full games.
We looked up George's career, and he
What
had
about
a very long
George?
career, and then wasn't there that article about he was like 50 and thought he should still be starting?
Yeah,
quarterback?
he thought when who was it? I think he went for the Vikings. Yeah, I think with the Vikings when Favre couldn't come back. I started Fenner this week. He hasn't had the worst week yet. I think he had a couple of catches too.
No, there's still a minute and a half, and then it'll be official.
Well, you'll be happy to know you are going against Dave Craig, who has done nothing today, so that helps. But
He's thrown the
Bentley's covered for both of them.
Who's got their touchdown? Is it Craig?
No, John L. Williams,
Oh, that's right.
a Jim fave, maybe his first of the year. Derek Schumann. Oh my gosh,
Tim Ewis.
Tim Ewis, Sean Nelson.
Sean Nelson had to play against the Patriots in that Monday night game. That
Yeah,
picked up
we're-
that they kept
Yeah,
on.
highlight.
it kept
yeah.
showing on NFL Network.
We had another Derek. There was Derek Showman, and we had another
Derek Fine.
Derek
He
Fine,
was the
yes.
other one, yes.
Michael
And
Gaines.
for-
Derek Fine.
Oh, Michael Gaines. For some reason, I remember.
Derek Fine.
Wait, Chris Gregg.
Oh, yeah.
The Gregg catch or
I love
non-catch.
Greg for that reason.
Chris Gregg is my favorite for
I
that.
remember people being oddly high.
Big
on
shift.
Derek-
Think of them all.
Derek
He
Fine
takes
and
these
Derek
out.
Showman. I don't know why.
Derek Fine.
We also,
Derek
as-
Fine and Derek Schumann at the same time.
As Jim will tell you, when we drafted, or when
Let's see this.
Rob Gronkowski was drafted in the second round, the Bills had Jonathan Stupar on the
Jonathan
roster.
Stupar is another one. Albert Bentley with 160 and 2, and then Hester with 5 for 131. Andy, if you're watching, wake up, dude. Hester's the real deal. You got to dump Starting Fryer. This is a mess.
Or just trade Hester to me.
Or can't taste him? Why waste him? We got another Fox game.
He's not back.
Oh,
He's
no,
not
Jim
back.
Mann.
It's J-Mac.
J-Mac.
Wow, you got 0 from the quarterbacks this week. Two
That
guys
was
who didn't
poorly
play.
played. Well, it could have been Brister and Rosenbach, and I would have gotten 1.
That's true. You did not have a good quarterback week.
Rosenbach had 22 yards passing.
Ooh.
That's less than 1.
0.8.
Burster was on about.
Did he throw any picks?
I don't
None
think,
of the-
did he have
none of
a-
them.
He might have had a touchdown though.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he
No, we
might
don't
have to
know.
Johnny.
Johnny, yeah.
Maybe.
He only had 22 yards. What are the odds?
Yeah, we'll see.
Limited. Charles Mann.
Oh, and they're going to Byers. Positive yards. Redskins defense is having a very good year, too. They have 7 interceptions. They lead the league in interceptions.
It's pretty good. They're going to get a couple today.
One would think.
And
Jimmy Mack.
there's more rumbling
So
from
long,
backup quarterbacks.
everyone.
Are they still going to run the quarterback sweep
Yeah.
with McMahon?
McMaho looks like he might.
McMahon. And there goes Byers. Slowly.
Byers will be my fullback in the Eagles challenge.
Slowly.
In,
that'll be fun.
challenge.
In last
Come
week's
on.
game, I was
What are
right
they
before the
trying to
game, I
do?
talked about how much I hated Ricky Sanders, and he proceeded to catch 3 touchdown passes.
You know, if
nice
Adam's
of him.
still
Byers
watching, he could
again!
pick up the trade talk.
It really ought to be. It really ought to pick up. Calvin Williams is being started today by Dave
J-Mac throwing
in
the ball.
place of Haywood Jeffries.
There goes McMahon.
This year?
Pardon? He does. He does. He was an excellent last week. He might be in good this week.
There goes Heath.
Sherman. Paul with 3 shirts and still no touchdowns. And around the right side. Nope, they're going to throw it. And Charles Mann gets in.
Nice Mega Man villain.
Makes the play. Chuck Man.
Chuck Man.
Made out of chuck steak. And Byers around the
Corey.
left side. Good blocking chance down to the 5. And drag down
He
there.
hurls Scott Baio at you. That's Charles in charge, man. And there goes Byers. He's got very little.
Hey, I got Ruzek
And
going.
here
I
comes
need
Ruzek,
this.
a big 3-point opportunity.
I have not gotten much out of my
Apparently,
kickers.
An internet rumor today that the Fonz died because my dad came
Oh.
around and was like, "Well, it's over. Cool's dead. The Fonz passed away." He was very sad, and then he texted me shortly after that and said, "The Fonz dying was an internet hoax." So I guess that didn't really.
Oh, that's a cruel hoax.
That, folks, at home,
Whoa.
is how internet rumors get started.
Gerald Riggs.
G. Riggs.
Tackler. Come on, Riggs.
Gerald
go.
Riggs had a marvelous career. He was like the all-time leading. I think he's the all-time leading rusher for the Falcons.
Yes, you're right.
And he's like, I didn't realize how good a career he had. This must have been in the twilight of it. As Gary Clark goes around the left side, he's having a monster season.
Whoa, where did Waters come from?
He's having a really good season that I don't think people were expecting. I think I'm going Eagles defense this week. I think I had to. Yeah, because Oilers are on bye. But
And
they're doing
Biner
nothing
quietly
yet.
having a big year.
Yeah, Polk's got a
Just
good
adds to
team.
it.
Polk's got a very solid team. He's got a very solid team. There's not Dave Craig. You could do worse at QB2 than Dave Craig. He didn't have a good week this week, but he doesn't normally cost you a whole lot of points. QB Bills has been incredible. Biner is solid as they come. Okoye, receiver wise, he's got Ingram. He's
Big
got
day today. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. He's got Ernie Jones, who he hasn't started. He's got Perry Kemp. He's got Keith Jackson, who's been the best tight end in the league. He's got Bills defense. Just a lot of really, really solid
Good
players.
pieces.
And there's Keith over the middle again.
And he's quick.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like a tight end when he gets the ball.
Real fast. So, pretty cool to see that.
Chucking it deep.
Jimmy Mack.
Not quite.
Charles Mann.
Big face full of Bayo.
Series 23. Big face full of Bayo. That is a fantasy team name up for auction right now. Face full of Bayo. Oh, and there's J
another
Mac,
pick.
the 8th pick by the Washington defense, setting him up to score yet again.
Was that Mayhew?
Don't know, but Rippon is throwing, and this is my chance. Come on, 4-pointer.
He's got men open.
Reggie looking, going
That's
for
not
Ricky.
the one you want to throw to.
Oh, double covered. Paul, can you sign the Falcons defense so you have all 3 Sanders in the league? Top free agent tight end Don Warren, and taken down.
so
2 points for me.
close.
I think Rippon might be Alex's most consistently hated player.
Yeah, Rippon is
Oh, he
hated
is
by
well.
Alex.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
Who is it now?
Rosenbach.
Rosenbach is hated. All the red quarterbacks.
I hated him before I owned him, and I hated him before he was bad.
Andy has Low Miller, and this missed. Yeah, we got to find a way, I think, between now and the next season. It might even be beneficial, Paul, and we might find a way to do this. That
boy.
was terrible. We might want to find a way to do this that we actually limit who's on the broadcast side of this. Have you kind of interacting as the second guy on the computer or whatever, and have a third that you can actually just throw a save state in an email on the side, email it back to someone who can input the stats, and upload them as the games are going. So do an intermediate upload.
We were actually
Cut
talking
the
about that.
time. Cut the time in between and give a live update of games
I think you had
for teams that have played.
I think you had laughed already, but Adam actually brought up something similar last week. He had asked about like a bottom line type thing, like an ESPN, and we kind of mentioned that, like a live update of stats, but we didn't really know how we would go about doing something like that. But yeah, what you just said could be a good way to
Yeah.
have like a more real time.
Or, you know what? We could. Oh, you know what we could do?
Really, Biner is gonna
What?
score
Broadcast the next day?
No. You know
No
what we
Biner, no
could
Biner,
do?
no Biner.
I wonder if we could get updates on the stats page of the website as like a top line for who's done what for the week, and just put that top line at the bottom of our feed.
Yeah.
So we get an upload over to or we find out how to update that page and just update our page throughout the night with top performers.
Wow. What a run.
Minor again.
Officially getting destroyed. Destroyed.
Mm-hmm. You don't mess with J-Poke Baby.
It's probably because I called him Pac so many times.
It could have been that.
Probably karma.
So he's
I didn't know.
controlling
No,
these
that's
computer
Kramer.
games.
It looks like Pac and Ricky made the same mistake.
Yeah, but Ricky can't read. Sorry, Ricky. I love you, man. But we know it's true. Spell Barry Manilow. That's life. Sherman off the right side. And that ends the quarter.
Oh my God.
2 Biner touchdowns?
That's
Right.
it.
So no ripping touchdowns. 1 sack for the Eagles defense.
Couple of picks. Well, 1 pick by the Redskins. You should get negative points for a terrible kickoff like that. It's only fair. And there goes Biner. Vote for Biner.
Vote for Donnelly. Eagles D line is pumped up. They're going to have to get serious. Oh, Reggie's pissed.
Reggie is in there
Reggie's
quickly.
pissed. Reggie might have moved to excellent and is going to terrorize Rippin on this play. Bye-bye.
Oh, look out.
Whoa. He got rid of it. Get it the hell out of his hand. Those of you keeping track at home, this might be cookie number 12. I'm not sure.
Only the punter in coverage. And he can't quite get through the up man.
The up man with a block.
Where's
The Shermanator.
Kenny Jackson's lead blocker? Wow. Wow.
It looked like that one guy tripped his teammate.
You know, that needs to happen more.
It looked like some Little Giants
Man,
defense.
dear.
when QB Eagles isn't playing, Eagles games lose a lot of interest.
You
Like,
think?
It's just like
He
I don't
is
care
the
anymore.
one-man
It's the
show.
only thing.
Keith Jackson with another catch, by the way.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Yeah. Eagles are predicated on QB Eagles being in there. Their defense is fun enough to watch, but watching defense, what are we doing here?
maybe he got traded. Did he have to change his name?
I suppose so.
Well,
Fe-
Jeff Fiegels.
Then it'd
did.
be Fiegels Eagles.
What are you doing?
Fiegels to
Kicking it
Joho.
30 yards out of the end zone.
All right. Motion. That's nothing new. And they're going to G. Clark. Oh, Reggie said no thanks.
That was an impressive stop.
He's pissed now. And you want to save for Deacon. Unbelievable.
Where's Reggie on that one?
Oh, yeah. Every play, he can't blow up a left tackle. It's Jim
This
Lachey.
Somebody get him.
Oh, my.
Whoa.
That guy was pissed.
Golick?
Might have been. Philly's D-line is good. They got Clyde Simmons. He's not even talked about. League leader in sacks one year, I believe.
Yeah.
91, maybe? Biner again.
Oh, dear.
This on a pass. He's racking it up, man. Mm-hmm.
I've had one good game. Barry Sanders is my only player with a good game so far,
Yeah.
I think.
It's
He's
tough.
had
It's
everybody
tough to watch the slow bleed when you lose in fantasy.
Oh,
Believe me,
dear.
we all know. Biner again.
Is it Sanders?
Biner.
Biner for third?
Yeah.
And points for you, all right? Rippin.
Yeah,
I don't
they
have
caught
Rippin.
that one.
I'm going. No, I don't have Rippin. I have the Eagles defense. I wasn't sure for Rippin before.
Yes,
When
you
did I-
did say I need a Rippin touchdown. This would be big for me.
Did I say that?
Yes, I don't know why. A Rippin touchdown would be great.
Dave has Rippin. I don't know why I would have said that. Maybe I was just drunk. Maybe I was drunk. Maybe I wasn't drunk enough. And is that so sane? It just blew your mind.
One hot dog, please.
One hot dog, please.
We're back. Buyers.
How much you want to bet Donald Trump reimbursed Cohen from Weir Bank?
Yes, this is a legitimate bank.
It says we're a bank right here on our check.
We're bank.
21-3 in a show lacking
No, no.
Oh, don't do this.
This is not going to get you back in the game.
Don't do it, Jim. Oh, he did it. Over to Keith. Third catch.
It's fine, but do it quicker.
I want to see someone put up 200 fantasy points in our league. Might be Poke this week. He is throwing it out there.
Biner is not done for the day.
You had a quarter of that in one player.
Yeah, but
then you got 0 from the quarterbacks.
and that stings.
If you got 20, 20, and 10, you'd be thrilled from those 3 players.
Stings the nostrils. Yeah, that's a good point.
McMahon looking for looking for Keith. That was Michael Bublé.
We don't know. Frankly, we don't want to know.
Frankly, I think we already know. Actually, I have to say, I saw Michael Bublé host SNL on a
way.
On a rerun, maybe, or recently he did. I've never seen a more awkward human being interact with an audience. Like, it just incredibly painfully awkward to watch.
Michael Bublé is like the most.
Daryl Green was like, no thanks.
Michael Bublé is like the most standard mom music, other than like Nickelback, and like the most
Mom music. You're right.
Mom music. Hey, I think we got a couple of Nickelback fans watching. You watch yourself, Paul.
think it's,
Then again, Paul, just to keep the playing field level for everybody. If you take offense to the Nickelback comment, Paul's artists of choice are Selena Gomez, or no, sorry, not Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ariana Grande, Selena too, and Taylor Swift, and Christina Aguilera. These sort of pop icons. So, just take it with that context.
I didn't insult them. I just said they're mom bands.
You're so vexing, Paul, because you're a big Beatles fan, which is very quality music, and all these other, like the Monkees are great. And
I like a lot of 60s rock, and I like my pop too.
that is like mixing cucumbers with barbecue ribs. Like, what are you doing? Those are very different
doesn't
foods.
sound bad.
Both good in their own right, I suppose. Biner with a fourth. Biner with a fourth. Wow.
Possible player.
Paul's
of the
upset
week.
with his team because of the team he faced.
What
I think that's interesting.
is it going to take to put him over 50?
Not much.
Not much.
4 touchdowns. He's got the yards.
He's got a point for a reception.
So speaking of Saturday Night Live,
Oh dear, look at this kick.
to the worst K. Jackson.
I follow Keenan on Instagram, and he posted a couple videos with Kel.
You followed him before
and
he was on SNL.
Josh from All That.
Yeah.
Apparently they're doing like an All That show or something, he said.
Well, because his market is now our age, and we're wondering, what were we sold that happiness was later in life? Our best years were when Snick was on.
They got to start making money off of that.
That's right.
It's real.
All they have to do is sponsor orange soda.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
So a couple other fun facts. I've been listening to something called The Worst Podcast Ever, which is hosted by Christine Lakin, who played Abby on Step by Step.
She doesn't need to be on podcasts. She needs to be on.
She needs to be on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has had Stacey Keenan, who played Dana.
Nobody cares.
on
Dana sucked.
A lot of episodes. Dana's a lawyer now, actually.
I don't doubt that. She seemed like a lawyer back then. She was a
Patrick
little
Duffy
annoying
was
to live.
also on an episode with Stacey Keenan.
Patrick Duffy.
Yeah,
He is the best.
He's awesome.
Yeah. He's just, I can't see Patrick Duffy and think, I think his whole life operates in the same dramatic effect as a daytime drama. Like a daytime soap. Like if he goes, we're out of butter. Or something like that. Like it's always that way. Christine Lakin was easily my favorite on Step by Step.
I was a Karen fan. I loved Karen when I was a kid. She was, Karen. Karen was the one.
Not a lot between the ears.
Al, though,
Why was Karen the one?
Al didn't really develop until she was older. Those first couple seasons, she was a tomboy.
Well, yeah, but I'm not referring to when she was a minor. I'm referring to when she was.
I thought you were talking about like when you were a kid.
Well, when I was a kid, like no, I had a crush on her as a.
I preferred Karen as a kid.
No, I always thought even as a tomboy she was easily the cutest one. All right, 85 yards for Biner, but he had 125 receiving, and he had 4 touchdowns. So let's see. Hang on, 15.5. Don't be a lady. Come on. 85 and what did he have? 135.
145.
145. So he had 17.5, 25.26 plus 4 touchdowns. He had 50. Right on the number.
Not quite Eric Murray.
2 50-point performers. And now we've got Raiders Niners. Did I get Montana back?
No.
No, Dexter Carter came back.
The worst. The
Carter
worst.
came back. Does that help you?
Montana's the worst.
Bo Jackson is not bad for the first time this season. He's an average.
Well, except maybe the first quarter of the first game. But other than that, Could have been in bad the whole year.
Still putting out their
Jared
97-yard
Rice with one
touchdowns.
target last week, looking to improve on that
Unreal.
number. Steve Young with a terrible game last week.
Stupid Joe Montana.
Oh, and this is how it goes.
Gosh, they go to Rathman. This running game
All
is a mess.
year.
It's really got to stop. They got to get a new play caller in San Fran. All right, now at least they're throwing. Get it to Rice. It's Jerry. Oh, they're going to Johnny. Whoa!
He does not
the
throw a catchable ball, and that's a
incompletion.
problem.
The incompletion.
Incompletion.
Young, looking, rolling, gets it to Rice. Let it fly. Nope, gonna run it himself.
Sometimes you got to let it fly, Steve. Is he hurt?
He can't get hurt.
Oh, too bad.
So Jim gets Steve Young's production one more week.
Zing.
It's a good backup quarterback pick for him.
Hey.
As Rice makes the
Jerry.
catch, and he should score. No,
Ooh.
that's just his normal speed. Down to the 10. I like that they're throwing. It needs to happen more. Go to your bread and butter. Oh, and Young, down to the 5.
I feel a Rathman run coming on here.
Oh, they're overdue for a Rathman
Rathman.
run.
Kenneth Rathman.
A Rath run.
Young is going to take it in. Selfish loser.
Jim start him? He had to.
He did have to start him because he had no Wade.
Selfish
Even though he
loser,
had- even
getting
though
his
he had
first
Wade.
touchdown.
He started him and Miller, but Young's the play.
Young already looking better than he did last week. So that's good.
Steve
news
Young
there.
looking good.
Yeah.
This Montana stretch is just killing me. Ugh.
That's what people say after Niner yoga.
Niner yoga, the Montana stretch. Or when driving through Montana on their way to their suicide.
Oh God, could you ever make it through Montana in one
There
go?
goes Bo. Quick
They should really
25.
keep giving him the ball.
Last week they were
On
rolling
pace.
Allen. They barely gave it to Bo. They were running Allen like
On pace for 2,000 yards rushing, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson!
Here we go. Here we Bo.
Yeah. One thing that doesn't simulate real life is that Bo is playing in September. He wouldn't have.
Yeah,
He wouldn't
you're
have been
right.
back until week 6 or 7, if this were real life.
Where? Impressive little moves.
This is huh? What time is it? Niners Raiders was later in the week, so we could check the schedule online.
Who have we
and
not
see.
seen?
Miami and the Jets is the last game of the year, or last game of the week. We haven't seen the Rams and whoever they're playing. Those idiots.
Packers?
Yeah, Packers and Rams. Big
That
play
might
by
be it.
Fagan. 2 games after this. That makes sense because I had us finishing at around 10:30.
And there goes Marcus.
And we were about 15
he
minutes
gets
behind.
in.
Yeah, this is it. Green Bay and the Rams and Miami and the Jets. Those are the last ones. And there are our buys. Mm-hmm. He is lighting it up. Him and Andre Reed are just valued way above their draft position.
9 total touchdowns this year, Allen, something like that. He's got a lot.
Yeah, he's up there. Good thing the kick returner came back. Can't rush Montana back, but we'll make sure we have Dexter Carter. Idiot.
Yeah, that 4 yards could have been 3 if he wasn't playing. Oh,
7-7 in a game that no longer interests me. Except I do want to see Jerry Rice put up some numbers here.
well, they should try giving him the ball.
Well, you can't pass unless you establish the run, Alex. It's very important to establish the run.
When are they going to do that? 1995?
Oh my goodness. Throw the ball. Get it to him.
There it is.
First down. Touchdown.
Zing. Ooh.
Wow.
The
2
young-
drops.
The young pass is not catchable.
2 drops already. Go right back to it. They do. And this time, Kenneth Rathbun.
This is hard to watch.
3rd and 4. Blitz coming, and he's dead.
Shame on them for running.
Passes it to the man. Boom goes the dynamite. Barry Scary Helton.
His name is
so.
Barry Helton.
Barry Helton. Stupid Tim Brown. Stupid
Runs
everything.
Straight ahead. 3 yards.
Oh
tackle.
my goodness. Fly ball caught.
Yeah,
Allen
those
around the
Mackers.
left side, met at the line and dropped.
Have they thrown a pass?
Well, it started out good, but they ended up losing, doing poorly. Oh no.
They ended up doing poorly.
They started out good.
I think Allen's
It's a great sportscasting line. Fernandez and a miss.
That's why you don't throw the ball there.
Don't throw it ever.
Or ever.
If you're the Raiders. All right. Rich
Oh,
Gossett,
this
and
one is
he
a bomb.
boomed it to J-Tay. Come on up, man.
Oh, dear.
Oh, he
70
killed
yarder.
him. Totally bludgeoned the up man.
Oh!
And Taylor fumbles. Back to
Uh-oh.
the Raiders, down to the 30. Max Montoya, my guard.
That's what I'm doing. What is he doing? He's recovering kicks.
Well, he's
He's a do-everything doer.
He's a everything man. Jack of all trades.
He's an everything man.
That's a Mega Man villain. Why'd
Yeah,
you
throw
just
the
hit me
kitchen
with?
sink
Why'd
at
you
you.
just hit me with a waffle?
That was
Bo
sick.
through the middle, and there's the TD.
Why did you just hit me with a waffle? Because that's what you do when you get beat.
Well, no, it's because I can hit you with everything.
Yeah.
I can also hit you with a Buick, or with an audit. Boy, you're just throwing everything at me. That's right. I'm everything man. Sorry, everybody, for what I'm talking about.
No, we're all sorry.
Dexter Carter to the 45. Niners got to make something happen here. A couple of drops have plagued them early, but
They run.
future Bill Greg Townsend lining up. No, just kidding. That stupid football game we play has
The
Greg
other
Townsend.
stupid
Greg
football
Greg
game we
Townsend
play.
listed as a Buffalo Bill at the end for some reason. I don't know. And
There
nobody
goes
cares.
John Taylor. Is he
Nobody
gonna catch
cares
the
enough.
ball? He does.
Easily in stride touchdown.
Down.
Nobody cares enough about.
Need that.
Nobody cares enough about the set of cards that Townsend's in. They don't care about Greg Townsend enough, and they don't care about the Bills enough to point this glitch out to the developers. So they're just going to leave him on the Bills.
That's a good question.
Jerry Hughes? I don't know.
Greg Townsend.
Not even close to the same guy. Do we even have a Raider Bill connection? Derek Hagan? Lofton. Yeah.
Often, that's right.
Derek Hagan.
Derek Hagan, sure, you can use that. Arthur Moats ever go to the Raiders?
Moats went to the Steelers, I think. Oh.
Oh, Andre Holmes.
Oh, we have all the
We get
Andre
guys
Holmes
from the Raiders all the time.
Rod Streeter.
We get all their receivers.
Get out of here, Kelvin, and take your bum with you. Andre Holmes. They got him the same day, and they were like, "We hate you so much, we want to take the guy that you're next to." Oh,
How did they
gosh.
both
Lynch? Oh, thank you,
cross
Adam.
the
Yes,
line?
Lynch is the Bills Raiders connection too. It's just he was not. It sucks, but he was super irrelevant when he was here. Lynch.
No, I agree. Yeah.
And I liked Lynch. Lynch is another good name to name of guys who I liked when they were here.
EJ Manuel, AJ McCarron.
Oh, Manuel McCarron.
Yeah, that's
McCarron,
that's right.
McCarron doesn't count.
Sure
You
it
can't.
does.
No, it does not. McCarron was here for 3 fake games.
Matt Flynn. Didn't we have Matt Flynn?
We had
on
Matt
roster
Flynn,
for a
yeah.
while? He played with the Raiders.
No,
We didn't
we
have
didn't have Matt Flynn. No, we had Craig Nall, the other Matt Flynn.
No, you're thinking of Tavares Jackson.
I
Tavar-
signed Matt Flynn for a game.
No.
When we needed a backup. And then
That was Brian Brom.
That was Brian Brom.
And
No, we had Craig Nall,
And I remember
who
that.
was a Green Bay backup like Matt Flynn.
like
Brian Brom was the guy ahead of Matt Flynn in Green Bay, and we took him as well. Both of them were awful. And then Matt Flynn went to the Seahawks,
You're thinking
got
of-
a boatload of money, and couldn't win the job because Russell Wilson came in as a third-round draft pick. So he just kept his contract and was like, okay.
then he went to
Then the Raiders paid him a bunch,
the Raiders. Yeah.
and he got all that money. And Derek Carr was good.
Another Raiders connection. We have a ton. Terrell Pryor.
Terrell
Terrell
Pryor.
Pryor's a great one.
No, he's not.
So many Raiders.
That's a terrible connection.
No, these are
This guy was on the team for 2 weeks. Who are the Bills to be cutting people after 2 weeks?
anyone.
Anyone. Who are they are nobody to be signing players. They should be dissolved as a franchise. Hey, we were mentioned in congressional testimony today. Did you know that?
The Bills?
Cohen. Yeah, he had to talk about Trump's bid to buy the team.
Oh, yeah.
Because
okay.
he needed to get
That's
a loan to buy the
relevant.
team. And he had, apparently, according to Cohen, inflated his assets in order to do so. So that's nice.
Yeah.
One
boy.
wonders if he had gotten the Bills, would he have said, "All right,
Would
that's
he
my
be
project,
happy?
and
Would
I
he be
that's my
happy?
project, and I won't take the country."
Yeah, I
Won't
have
take the
feeling
country.
I think he was embarrassed because Pagula outbid him. Pagula had more money. I think he wanted to prove.
Maybe.
I think Pagula ruined.
You know what? I'm going to
Ooh.
ruin the country. How about that?
We'll show you, and you in the process, Pagula. Allen up the middle.
How do you feel about Mexicans, Pagula?
I like
You're
him.
fine with them?
Oh, you're
All
fine
right.
with them?
Well,
no
then how about
Mexicans.
this?
Yeah, that's right. That's how it's going. Galt. Willie Fault.
Man, so it's funny that
Jaeger to take the lead in the third quarter.
We were like, wow, there's not that many Bills Raiders connections, and then we realized
There's a ton. It's just they've only been on the team 1 week.
There must be offensive. Langston Walker.
Langston Walker. Langston Walker.
Vlad Ducasse?
Was he a Raider?
I think so.
No, I think Ducasse. I think Ducasse was a.
Jet?
No, I think he was a
Look him up.
giant.
Oh,
Was Ducasse a giant?
maybe. Let's find out.
I can't remember exactly. Rice over the middle.
Oh, he could be running for a while.
Yeah, they dove and missed, and that's no good.
Are they all going to dive?
Big play.
Nope.
One did. Down to the 30. Big play.
Vlad Ducasse PDF?
It's just a fat head of him. Gosh, he is a monster. He was a Jet. He was. Oh no, he wasn't at all a giant.
He was
He-
a Jet,
Jet for his rookie contract.
Bear, Raven, and a
He had
Bill.
4 teams in 4 years.
Jet, Viking,
We were like,
Bear,
"Sign this guy."
Raven, Bill.
Yeah, we're the
Down to
only.
the 1 inch
We are
line.
one of 2 teams he's played 2 years for.
He's born in Haiti.
He was a tight end for the Jets.
No.
Look at year 2 position.
That's wrong. There's no way. He's 350 pounds.
Well, so was Jason Peters.
Well, he was never playing.
scored,
as a
Rathman?
tight end.
Had to be Rathman. It had to be Rathman.
Probably. Who the hell knows?
Who cares? Nobody's listening anyway.
It's only the Niners.
Well, he didn't have offensive line penalties until age 26, so it's quite possible that he was a tight end for the first 2 years of his career.
That's awesome. And we think, you know what?
And
He'll
the
solidify
Jets,
the center of our
the
line.
Jets decided to keep him through this transition.
Were they Rex Jets at the time?
We started.
They might have
him-
been.
His most games started was with us. He never really started very many games for.
We said, hey,
You've been a really bad backup. I think
Jets,
a change of scenery.
you've
might
been an
help.
exemplary, terrible team. Let's take your backup that's out of position and give him more than 1 year.
We did that with Jordan Poyer, and it worked out.
I love
Maybe.
that, Hoyer was on your list of like most hated.
Most
Bills
hated, he hadn't
before
played a game.
It wasn't most hated Bills. It was most hated moves. Because I'm
okay.
like, why are we signing a Browns backup
Yeah.
ahead of thinking there's better options?
Yeah. Well, it worked out.
He's fine.
He's fine. Yeah, I don't want to overblow what he does. He's okay.
Merv.
I think he's a fine enough player,
He
but
got better
Whoa.
Once he got back together with his girlfriend, because they broke up and then he lost his smile. He had a broken heart. He wasn't playing that well. But then they got back together and he.
I think you should put up a picture of his girlfriend so we can know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Marcus.
I believe her name is Rachel Bush.
Well, then Alex knows who he's talking about. They're back together now, and you think that has direct impact on his play?
It has impact on his will to live.
Okay. Might be. Oh, isn't that nice?
Oh,
Could be why he was down in the dumps.
he's a wife. So they're an item.
Oh, how about that?
Look, Jordan Poyer's sexy photo laying on girlfriend Rachel Bush.
Ew. I
need
don't
to
want to
see
see that.
Why did they make that the head?
This
Who wants to
broadcast
see
has
that?
gone off the rails, folks. We have a Rathman run
What's
here.
the score?
Bill safety Jordan Poyer is living the life everyone dreams of.
And there
Yeah,
goes
he's still a
Rathman.
Bill.
Oh, he's
Boy.
laying on his wife's butt.
Oh, isn't that nice?
That's an amazing. That's a pretty amazing pillow.
From a shot called Home Sweet Homie. Oh, my. Young back. Throws to Rathman. Nobody cares at this point.
Okay.
That's quite a position to be
He,
strong
so he
at.
cheated on on Rachel Bush with somebody named Summer Rae.
No idea
The
who that
wrestler?
is.
No, I don't think so. I think
No.
this girl, whoever, another an Instagram star apparently. She went to
University
He's
of
just
Buffalo.
making the rounds around Instagram.
From UB?
But I believe they're back together. Well, apparently, since he's laying.
She
on
was a
her
little
butt.
old for him.
Yeah, is that the case?
She was in her mid-20s.
So this is the girl he's actually dating or married to or whatever.
The one who took him back.
I'm pretty
and
sure.
said, you know what?
I'm pretty sure priests nowadays go, do you guys want to get married or, together, whatever?
Oh yeah, look, they're back together. This is her most recent post.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's our Rachel.
And that's why he started playing better.
That's why he started playing better.
All right, now
Yeah.
we know.
I'm sure that's what. So we have somebody who, at this point, based on the ebb and flow of a relationship, is going
Niners
to
won.
perform well. And who cares? Rice with 2 for 102. Did have a touchdown, right? No, just 2 long catches.
That's
Taylor
depressing.
did nothing.
Taylor,
Is that going to
No,
jump
Taylor
him?
had the catch. He had the
Is
touchdown.
that going to jump him over that guy from the Bears?
Wendell.
Wendell
probably.
Davis?
Wendell Davis had a couple catches too.
Bo only had 83, but he did have a
I
touchdown.
think Rice versus Wendell Davis the rest of the way is
Not
an
a
even
great
money
day.
bet.
Yeah, not great. Darrell Thompson is back. So Green Bay and the Rams.
Kick returner?
Thompson, no, he is the 4th. No, he's the 3rd. The kick returner is Charles Wilson.
He's also hurt.
Yeah, and the 4th is Herman Fontenot. And I think when he went down, Fontenot got a kick return last week, and that gave him stats for the year. But,
Boy.
yeah, Wilson went down, and Darrell Thompson
I
went
got
down. But Thompson's back.
Mikowski and Keith Woodside.
You're
last
starting
week to
Keith
start.
Woodside. God bless you.
Polk is starting Kemp, so that.
You
but
still think
Mikowski.
it's a relevant discussion? Your day. Biner had 50. QB Bills had 3 touchdowns. He's got
Whoa!
Whoa.
Oh, that's our
Um,
Mikowski.
QB Bills had 3 touchdowns. Who else does he have?
A rare home game for the Pack.
He had Okoye who didn't do much.
almost.
He had Bentley had 160 and 2
Humphrey.
touchdowns. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it to you at this point to evaluate. He had Mark Ingram. He had Keith Jackson. He had Bill's defense. What are you doing? What's the matter with you? Anyway, Ellard on the return. Yeah, and he's dead.
We don't know that.
Well, maybe
that
we
was
do.
that was gonna be
Whatever,
quite the call
money.
if it happened.
All right. Chuck Long is in. That's right. Everett is hurt.
Chuck.
So
Chuck
this
long.
that's big for me. I'm playing against Jim Everett, so that's a 0 for him, which evens out Montana's
Montana.
0. However, the other quarterback he has, I couldn't even tell you, and that is going against DeBerg, who did nothing. Down and to the right, Paul. He's got Sims, who had a decent day. 3 touchdowns. Good day. And he had Neal. He has no Metcalf. He
Ellard,
had Anderson
touchdown.
with a touchdown. Page did nothing. Ellard had one.
Yep.
Gary Clark had a decent day. Monk did nothing. Beach did nothing. Jager only had 3 picks. Bears defense didn't do that much. So he had Sammy Smith, hasn't played yet. Carrier did nothing. Yeah. Correct. Oh, yeah, you're right. So Carrier did nothing. Sorry, not Monk. And, all right, so he's got a few guys. Got to wait and see what happens. I have Willie Anderson in this game. I could use something. He had 0 last week. So go back to my team for a second. Up 1. There you go. Montana, nothing.
lot of
DeBerg,
injuries.
very little. Butts, meh. Rozier, meh. Stevens, nothing. Calvin Martin, 1 catch. Rob Thomas, nothing. Farrell, oh my gosh, my team's terrible. Eagles defense. Derek Finn, I might have had 30 this week.
Speaking of,
Terrible. Mike Haddock's pretty sure he had more carries than yards leading into this week.
I
On a
like
blitz.
Woodside. Yeah, he's not the worst. Look at this.
Yowza.
That was a terrible pass. You know what you need is you need Mikowski to start playing like an MVP again. Good luck with that. Bracken.
Over to Ellard again.
Oh, here comes the cavalry.
He's already. Oh my gosh, he's already got one TD today. Ellard
Yes, he does.
from long.
Yes,
it
he
was
does.
quick.
It was a
It
long
was quick.
TD.
Yeah,
And
it was a long short TD
And it was
or a short
for a
long
good
TD.
size.
Yeah, Ellard's kind of taken over. Willie Anderson had those first couple big weeks. Ellard's kind of been the guy.
They've split pretty evenly in terms
He's
of their
been
overall
lying in the
season production.
weeds for those few weeks.
Anderson carried those first few weeks, yeah. All right. Got to get something here. I don't know that it's going to matter. I think Adam's going to get his first win of the year. I know more about this game than anyone, and I'm getting destroyed in fantasy this year.
Yeah, but you've made some really you've had some tough breaks.
Come on, Willie.
Montana
Hallahan.
being hurt is huge.
Hallahan with a second catch? Yes, it is.
Ooh, look at this.
Whoa, and a big one. Joe's playing him. He's rolling with him. Oh!
That stings.
That is unfortunate.
That's a nothing. Sorry, Chuck Long.
Very
owners.
unfortunate. Which is no one. All right. Michael Haddix for -1. His average.
I should have picked up Chuck Long instead of Trudeau.
Going off of the 1 week injury instead of the 2.
Yes. And the player. And the team. And the receivers.
Had you thought it through? But you
It's
got
almost
caught
like
up.
I decided in 5 seconds.
You got caught up in the Trudeau hype.
Yes, I did. Well, I
Going
really
to
thought he looked like a lily.
Steady Ed.
Steady enough for one catch a week? That's
He'll
our
be close
steady.
to the league leader in catches at tight end if he continues that. Sterling around the left
Oh,
side.
boy.
Oh, somebody got pissed.
Is that Jerry?
Jerry Gray.
Could have been.
Bobby Humphrey. Might have been.
I feel like the
Going
corner
back to
from
Sharp
the
this
opposite side of the
time.
field gets fast pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes one.
They do.
And he missed.
Nice little dip. See-do by Sterling for a first down. Oh, my. Oh, the Haddix draw.
Yeah, it's really...
What's the least
Look at
exciting?
this.
What's the least exciting play call in the entire game?
The
The fullback dive.
No, it is the Rick Fenny play.
The fullback dive.
Yes.
Yeah, the down and
You're
a
picking,
fullback
you're picking
dive.
the combination of player, team, and play.
Yeah, player, team, and play. Rick Fenny's dive up the middle is awful to watch. Perry Kemp started by poke touchdown. So Kemp gets more. Yeah. Sorry about that, Paul.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
This is Poke's week. Just settle in and take it.
You know what
all right?
this does, though, that
Bohica,
doesn't-
Paul. Bend over. Here it comes again.
We now know that Mikowski still has some value. At least he's putting up his numbers.
Maybe
So
it's
when you wanna
Mikowski
trade
and
him-
maybe Mikowski and Sanders for Anthony Miller. If you can get something back from Adam.
He has been consistent this year. He's been the only problem.
Another
is
Ram fumble.
I've got garbage at quarterback other than I have Aikman and O'Brien, so I need Mikowski's the only thing keeping me alive at QB.
Murphy.
He's having a decent season.
Gary Cleveland for 8.
They need to start going downfield a little bit here. This game has been dragging.
Well, I think the night is dragging because we're watching game number 12 for the
I know.
evening.
Well, yeah, when you miss out on the
Or 11.
Oilers,
Yeah, you want the Oilers.
they break the monotony pretty well.
And Bengals have a lot of fantasy.
Bengals are a fun team. Yeah,
And
they're
even
good to watch.
Browns have
The Steelers are good for a few hilarious.
Yeah.
bad
Steelers are good
throws.
for fun ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
AFC Central is kind of a battle.
Well, we missed the NFC West next week.
And is this
So
one going
you're-
to go out of bounds? No,
Rams,
it's picked up.
Rams, Falcons,
Third.
Niners, and Saints all get their night off next week.
Third Ram fumble of the half.
Who's the
Goes in tied at 7.
Only 4 teams in the NFC West, yeah. So we'll have another 12-game slate next week, mirroring this week. We might face a tornado or some sort of tsunami, even though we only live by lakes. We'll find a way to have a
Well, we
severe
only live
weather
by lakes
instance.
today. Next week is a new week.
That's true. There might be a
They can bring in
sinkhole,
another ocean.
probably a sinkhole that
A
could
fifth
swallow.
ocean.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Gaston Green. We lost him.
He fell into that sinkhole ocean.
Yeah. Sinkhoshen. So we have Buford McGee returning kicks for us.
Not enough players named Buford in this league.
Wasn't the name of the guy in Walking Tall Buford Pusser?
Maybe.
It's the greatest thing I've ever
Look
known.
at this.
Whoa! That was a
Hey,
big one.
That'll double your season
I know.
output.
I know. At this point, I'm just clinging to try to win loser bracket.
The Chuck Long.
Oh, 10th catch for Willie on the year.
2 touchdowns for Chuck Long.
Backup quarterbacks continue to thrive.
Might have been 3 if Holohan didn't, well, fumble. Lansford, let's go a complete bomb.
He's barefoot.
He's barefoot out there. Watch out for him. I like this play.
Sharp in motion. I hate this play.
Point taken.
I hate it because the best receiver doesn't go downfield.
Yeah. But then you got plays like this.
This Haddock's draw is maybe my least exciting play. It's up there with the Rick Fenny dive. At least the Rick Fenny dive doesn't hang around back. Like, at least they get to business.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh. At least he gets to business. He doesn't stand around and be like, maybe I'll give it to him. Maybe I won't.
Is Mikowski in bad? He looks really bad.
Stams Rams. Oh, side change. That was on 4th down.
Oh, that's a big move.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a big loss.
It's B-Noble.
11-yard loss. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
That's terrible.
Look at that. Another one.
Another one from Noble.
This is
third
gonna
and
be
32.
3rd and 32. Holy crap.
Hit him with another one. 4th and 41.
Here it is.
4th and 43. Oh, he got it to Gary. That would have been
4th and 43.
That would have been good.
He barely got rid of it.
4th and 30.
Barely.
3rd and 32. That's NFL blitz territory. Midway presents NFL Blitz.
It was a fun game. Fun game to play with your friends.
Hurl it deep.
What side?
Oh, sorry about that.
That would have been double points for
The
Paul.
thing I always hated about Blitz is that I always liked, when I played Nintendo or any football video game, my concern was always in trying to pitch a season shutout. And in NFL Blitz, it's just not possible. It's just you're always giving up something. It's so touchdown wise. So that was what I didn't like about it. But once I gave that up, a great head-to-head
Boy, that
game.
must really suck.
Really great head-to-head game.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
It was fun to play with friends because it was quick. And,
Yes.
It was exciting. It was fun. I remember doing, tournaments, because it was easy. The games were short compared to, Madden, where it would take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Didn't try to be realistic. Just tried to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got into NFL Street. Did any of you guys play those?
Me either.
Never
Never did.
played it.
You could import players from NFL Street into Madden, though. It was an EA game, so they had transferability.
Did you need to have an importer?
Well, you needed to have a Vandalay. Yeah, an importer-exporter.
The import play. Chips.
Diapers.
Potato.
Matches. Really long matches.
Just
Decked. Chuck Long. Really Chuck Long matches. To Ellard. First down. He's moving.
whoa.
That's a Legend 4 right there.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
very,
my.
very impressive. Look at this barn burner.
14-7. 5 minutes to
This
go.
could go any direction, even toward the sideline, and stopped.
He cuts on a dime to go up the sideline, but he will only do the eventual swerve when in the face of a tackle.
Put up a nice little fight there.
There we go. Gary Cleveland, consistent. Another pitch out to him.
Valiant effort by one of those DBs.
Poor guy. Green Bay's defense is so terrible. They have nobody.
You should sign Reggie White.
Going for Ellard. Makes a save. Not
Big
really.
saucy?
Oh,
That's what it sounded like. Oh, and there goes Cleveland Gary.
Gosh,
Gets the
they're
first
sticking to
down,
this
but
frickin' play.
doesn't score.
Defense will be upgraded soon. I believe they draft Leroy Butler the next year.
Well,
you're
how
calling
about that?
calling that an upgrade?
As you said, Reggie White, they will sign in, I think, 2 years.
They
Bryce
free
Pop, I think
as a
they
free
draft.
agency. Yeah.
Bryce Pop.
They'll do some upgrades.
Reggie White is a Packer in the next version of this game, the Super Nintendo version, as Kurt Warner scores for Ricky.
Is that his first carry? Might be. He has not gotten the ball much, but he only takes one for a Kurt Warner in a Ram uniform. That's very strange. It's almost like they didn't put any thought into that.
Very interesting. Very suspect.
Interesting.
Charles Wilson to
While
the 2.
you're at it, why would Packer cheerleaders be wearing pink and blue?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And there goes your boy Woodside.
For that matter, why are the Rams cheerleaders the same as the Packers cheerleaders?
They're even choreographed the same moves.
Something's not
Oh,
adding up.
boy.
Woodside for 4.
3rd and 3. This is a big play.
2:29 left.
Don't have a ton of time left. They need to score on this drive.
Oh,
And it
Mikowski.
starts right here.
No,
and
it does
doesn't
not.
end well.
Woodside loses
What are they
5.
gonna do?
They're gonna go for it from their own 2.
Oh, this could be fun. Let's go, Mikowski.
Oh, I hope
Magic
it's the
Man.
draw.
See what
Oh,
you
I
got.
was really hoping it would be the draw.
Jump. No. Oh, and they close quickly, but
And down go.
there's a.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the week. Hey,
That about
join
sums up
join
what you
me down
deserve
here
for
on the
taking
other side of
Mikowski.
success.
And
I
there
li-
goes Kurt.
Paul, I'm on the other side of darkness. Okay?
Wow.
Kurt,
Second
the
run,
Skirt Warner.
Second touchdown.
He is started by Ricky. Yeah, Kurt Warner's kind of a fringe top 20 guy, I think.
Very
Something in that range.
confusing guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want to like him, but
They're a good enough
produces.
offense that he gets enough potential, enough carries. He's got that carry that he just scored on is very
he's
effective.
what, the 6th most enticing player on their offense?
Hallahan is not enticing to me.
Well, at the start of the year, he was the number 2 ranked tight end.
It doesn't take much for me to hate a tight end. It took 2 weeks of me seeing Hallahan play to go, I don't need this.
Well, yeah. Look at this pass.
Look at this fucking guy. All right, in shotgun.
My kind of team,
Don't
Carly.
give it
It's
to
my
him.
kind of theme.
All right, here you go. Oh, and he's tied up. Stams Rams. Jerry Gray on the diving sack.
That scene is so Bills. We always said Dorn pulling in. That's that's
That totally is.
With his high-priced talent.
The thing I always loved about the Kelsey argument of why people liked him is because they'd go, he's got those leadership qualities you want. And your leader has led you to 7-9 every year.
Somebody must have led that team.
Oh, awful.
Oh, Mikowski. Oh.
Kowski had a marvelous day. At least Anderson had a touchdown. Wasn't the leading receiver, but
Eugene Marvelous.
Sterling did nothing that game.
He had that carry.
Last game of the week, and it's Dolphins-Jets. And AFC East, whoa fest. As Tony Eason will be playing this game.
Could be a pretty entertaining game.
Starting Rob Moore.
You're starting Rob Moore.
Starting Rob Moore.
Tony,
Good news.
you're starting 2 Jets on purpose. That's
Are both Marks being started?
Boyer got cut.
No. The
Oh, yeah. Duper is not. It's Robert
Boyer
Clark.
belongs
He started
cut.
Robert Clark, who had a touchdown. And Marino had a monster week last week after I was saying how he hasn't done much.
Did I
Yeah.
start Steve Jordan?
No, you just signed Steve Jordan. Oh, yes, you did start Steve Jordan.
I don't think I wanted to do that.
Well, it was either that or Ozzie Newsome.
No, I know. I mean, I did. I know I did it, but I don't think he got any points.
Well, of course not.
He had a catch. It's
That's
better
a
than
win.
Ozzie.
That's a huge win.
Yep. A free agent tight end who got a catch.
I wasn't
Take
here
that
for that
any
game
day.
because I wanted to puke seeing it was Vikings Broncos. So I wanted to leave.
Oh, that was the backup running back game.
That was the beer game. Sammy Smith being started, and he lost yards.
We call that the Sammy Smith special.
Yeah.
Wait till you're started, lose yards, make people angry.
Reg
retire.
robe.
Reg robe.
The Reg robe licorice. Terrence Mathis. Dead.
All right. How many black punters can you remember?
2.
I remember the one that the Bills had that broke his leg, like this year, in preseason.
Bojorquez? No.
Bojorquez came in.
I don't
when
remember
this
that guy.
We had Schmidt and this other guy in preseason. This guy broke his leg, and we said, we need somebody to come in.
I don't remember.
Oh, and it was John Ryan?
John Ryan's the Seahawk guy, right?
Yeah, we had him come in to battle Colton Schmidt for the
Okay.
job.
I don't remember that.
We signed all the punters. We made fun of him for this. How do
I
you
remember
this?
Roby. I remember Is it Reggie Williams, the Browns guy in Madden 06? And I remember the Lewis
Tavares King.
Tavares King for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yep.
They currently have him, right? He's currently the punter. think that was a guy.
And then Ray Guy, right? Or
Maybe.
was Ray Guy? Can't remember. Maybe I'm just thinking of Reggie Roby. I know that's racist, and I apologize. I can't remember either one.
This whole conversation was a little racist, and I regret it.
Are we supposed to be talking about this? I don't think we're supposed to be talking about
If we
this.
like their race, how is it racist?
I suppose that's right. Or I could use
Ryan McNeil.
or I could use the marvelous defense that was used in court today and say, I know a black person, so I can't be racist. Love it, Jets.
Oh,
And they didn't to McNeil, your flex.
Oh,
Marvelous.
that's too bad.
No, McNeil technically was my. I don't think he was my flex.
Look,
Tony
this run.
Tony Page has
Throws
been
him.
Tony
This could
Page
be
has
the
been a
biggest run of
pile
his
of puke
career.
all year, but this is a good game for him.
Wow.
That was big, Boxy.
He threw a one-on-one tackler,
Against you?
picked up speed.
You don't care. You got 50 from
No,
Eric
I'm
Martin.
going to win. It's fine. Even with nothing from quarterbacks.
He's got Marino. He's got Tony Page.
That was a run, though, thank God.
It was. He's got well, Vinny didn't do anything good.
Vance Johnson.
He's got Vance. I don't know what Vance did.
Irving Fryer.
Fry led his team in receiving with 31 yards.
Bavaro.
He had borrowed a big catch.
Baker didn't do anything this week. Frederick Craig didn't do anything.
Yeah, Boggs was going to lose this week.
Wait, Baker didn't do anything? Good.
It was Ingram.
Ingram had everything, yeah.
Jim's going to win. Poor Joe. He's got Thurman, and he's getting blown away.
Where did he draft? Second? Jim took Jerry. He took Thurman. You redraft right now. Who do you take? Do you still take Jerry? Or have you seen enough that you don't like it?
I think
We put the Niners on a pedestal.
I know, and I've seen a very, very bad year from them. I think if I'm drafting right now in this format of a league, I'm taking Warren Moon first overall.
Me too. I would.
Humphrey, who didn't play. Gannon, who didn't play. That hurts. Bucks defense. Robert Clark had a touchdown. Yeah, he. Started Sison by.
No, he didn't.
Well, he has.
Sorry, he needs to take Esiason out. I just never moved that. Yep. So he's got Grogan and he's got Rich Gannon. Yeah, I just never took
Cross
Esiason out of
him
the lineup.
off then.